story for who else is coming.
So here's the thing. First off, hello everyone. We are currently live, but Miles will be joining us at 5:30. They just have to eat first. But Eric was supposed to join us, but he is sick, so unfortunately he will not be coming. But for now, it's just the four of us, and then in 30 minutes, Miles will be here. But for now, hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. If you don't know, it's my birthday. So we're going to do a very special stream tonight with, thank you, Henry, by reviewing the first Star Wars movie in 7 years with The Mandalorian and Grogu. So what I'm going to do is, in order of the person that I think liked it the most to the person who I think liked it the least, I'm going to ask for them to give a one-sentence sum up of what they thought and their number score. So, Matias, you go first.
Hello. One sentence sum up of my thoughts on Mandalorian and Grogu. We're just talking about Mando and Grogu today, right? Not Shadow Lord or both?
No, not Shadow Lord.
Okay.
That show's old now.
Yeah, it's a geezer show for
like
old
the whole
people.
3 weeks old. It's like
Yeah. It's past its expiration date. My one sentence thoughts on Mandalorian and Grogu are in Mandalorian and Grogu, the Mandalorian and Grogu do things that I think are really entertaining and awesome, and also they don't say anything particularly deep or profound, but I had a great time, and I would give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, I think I share that exact same opinion as you. Nick, you go next.
In the wise words of Martin Scorsese when talking about Morbius, this is one of the movies of all time.
Did he actually say that? Is that where it originated from?
I have no idea. They credited him as that in one of the stupid fake commercials for it.
Okay, gotcha.
It was one of the fake commercials. He probably said this while making this movie too, but
Yeah.
What would you give it out of 10, Nick?
right now I have it sitting at a 6, but the more I've been thinking about it, the more I've been debating lowering it because it's really starting to piss me off.
I did see that. I saw that you rated it a 6, and then I saw earlier today you're like, I think it's worse, and I'm like,
I've been crashing out over it the last couple days.
I was like,
I'm
oh,
pretty, sure, I'm pretty sure I started like getting ridiculously heated in a Discord voice chat about it last night, and everyone was like, "Bro, it's a movie. It's not that deep." And I'm like, "It is that deep. This is my heart and soul being destroyed in front of my eyes."
I will say it's not the worst big budget movie I've seen this year. Like, obviously, you can be like, oh, Passenger was worse, and I'm like, well, yeah, it was Passenger, but like, if we're talking big studio movies, it still isn't nearly the worst one. It's still. Did you say Scream 7?
I did say Scream 7.
Yeah, I was also gonna say Scream 7's infinitely worse. Like, Scream 7 offended me. Like, Scream 7 broke the universe. Scream 7 actively destroyed every character I held dearly. Like, Mando and Grogu didn't offend me. I had fun. And it didn't change my life, but I'm at peace with it. So, Andrew, tell me what you thought of the movie.
Oh boy,
I'm so scared.
Dude, I feel bad. I might be like the buzzkill tonight, dude. I don't mean to be like the guy who's.
Dude, you have the floor. Tell us what you thought.
I mean, one sentence summary. I mean, bland, uninspired, does literally nothing of substance. Pissed me off. 3 out of 10.
Dude, we're gonna meet.
But Rada was really cool.
Oh, no,
I like Rada.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Nick, next week we're actually meeting the guy who played Lord Janu, Johnny Coney in Philly, and I may have to hold him back because I'm gonna be like glazing him.
Well, I'm not gonna. Oh, no, okay. I have self-restraint to like. If you're like, wow, I really enjoyed you as Lord Janu, I'm not gonna be like, movie was dog shit, by the way.
It's gonna be that one scene with Joe Swanson in Family Guy, like, you son of a bitch! I will kill you. It was a travesty. But yeah, here's the thing. I think that the defense of, oh, it's a kid's movie, like, don't, I think that's really stupid.
Incredibles is a kid's movie.
Yeah, and that movie's
and it's the best movie ever.
Yeah,
I've heard the kids' movie defense for like 3 different major blockbusters in the last month. So
yeah. I think that it being for kids isn't because there are a ton of kids movies. However, I do think that on a certain level, people who went into this expecting it to be like the next Andor, I think we're setting themselves up for disappointment. Like, obviously, yes, if a movie should have themes. A movie should be trying to tell you something. A movie should be trying to give you a new perspective on something. However, at the same time, I don't think going into it being like, it's not Andor, I think you're gonna be disappointing yourselves because here's guys, nothing's ever gonna be like Andor ever again, and I'm at peace with that. So I have to
unless
judge
the Dawn of the Jedi movie ever happens.
That movie's never gonna happen, Nick.
We're not getting any movies. We're getting Starfighter, maybe.
Because I love you, Willamar.
Dude, we're not getting Heir to the Empire. Like, you think we're gonna get Dawn of the Jedi? Like,
hey, I think that one's got more hope right now just because Dave's trying to balance running a company with making his shows and movies.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be real. I really want Heir to the Empire to happen because I do think on paper it could be so much fun. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think if the best case scenario is maybe a different director does it, like Bryce Dallas Howard handles it, which I think is good. While Dave I think while Dave does like all the corporate stuff, and then maybe just have like a different director helmet who is still familiar with those characters. I think Bryce is probably the best person to handle that because she loves Mando, she loves Ahsoka, she's worked on both shows, she's even worked on Book of Boba. But yeah, let's just jump into the movie. Let's just actually talk about the film. Let's just jump into it. We're gonna just start from beginning and then just sum up each scene. And then if you guys have something to say, just tag in and tell me I need to talk about something in this scene. So, for example, the movie does not start with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
0 out of 10. I forgot about that. No point. All points deducted.
When they showed the opening scene in Fortnite 3 days early.
I know. I saw you say that, and I was like, "Oh, that's not going to be. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it." And
they need to stop putting Star Wars content in Fortnite. It pisses me off every time they do it. I'm tired of it. They did Darth Jar Jar. They did Palpatine's message to the galaxy in Fortnite.
I totally bought the Darth Jar Jar.
Next Star Wars movie is going to be viewable entirely in Fortnite if you buy a battle pass or something.
They're going to make the movie pay to win.
I would not put it past them at this point. A couple of years ago, they screened all of Nolan's movies in Fortnite. So that was
what? I didn't know that.
In the lead up to Tenet coming out during the pandemic, they just screened like 5 different Nolan movies in its entirety in Fortnite.
They're just like, you know what? Fuck it. You can watch Batman in Fortnite now. You can watch The Dark Knight Rises.
So the movie starts with not a title crawl, but like basically 2 paragraphs, basically telling us what we know.
Do that.
Yeah, which I think that honestly, do you guys think like it could have been shorter? I feel like them mentioning Mando and Grogu are doing shit. I feel like you guys didn't have to tell us that. Like,
if this movie had a title crawl, they would. This movie has so little to say that a title crawl would have actually gotten my hopes up too much and would have made the movie worse.
I feel like I feel like saying like the Mandalorian and Grogu are hunting remnants. I'm like, well, yeah, we're gonna find out in 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually the first thing that happens in the movie.
It reminded me of the Ahsoka one, but like, no galvanizing. So
I actually liked the Ahsoka one. Aside
no,
from
I don't mind the Ahsoka one. I'm
aside from so then the scene starts with an undescript snow planet, which I find very funny how people have been theorizing for months what planet it could be just for them not to say. I would like to think it's Barton 4, where my boy Crosshair killed Lieutenant Nolan. But that's not confirmed. Cool. I think it's just Snow Planet number 5. And the warlord there is one of the guys from the Shadow Council in Mando Season 3, which, you know what? That's pretty cool. I think that not introducing another Imperial officer, which I thought for sure they were going to do, would have been annoying, but actually having one of the background warlords from Mando season 3. That's a really cool little detail, and they're accompanied by a ton of, I think. Hold up.
Regional. I think they're like regional governors.
Point at the screen.
Did I
Oh.
just get a super chat? Yo, Noah, thank you for the super chat. What the hell, man? That's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate it. But I got caught off track. I'm sorry. We also get to see snowtroopers, which I'm gonna be real with you guys. I want to know what you think. Do you think that the Empire's resources being like running on fumes, do you think that's been communicated to us well, or do you think it's gotten to a point where we're like, where are the Empire getting all these things from? I thought the war ended.
I think if you look at this movie in a vacuum, it's fine. I know that like the correct me if I'm wrong, but the walkers are like the beta AT-ATs from
Yes.
Rebels. Yeah.
And even those are missing parts. Like one of them just has like a side panel missing. Like it's just open in the side. The one that goes down first. That like is just open. Like there you can see what's inside. And then like the one in the front that the main warlord guy is in has like a leg. Like the whole leg is like brown. Like they had to replace it. So that was cool.
Yeah, and also to its credit, this movie does paint the picture that like the warlord is like charging like for like protection and then like not like really doing anything, like implying that like that like his resources aren't like good enough for that. So I think if you look at this movie in a vacuum, I'm mostly fine with it. I think that if you look at the Mandoverse as a whole, then I have a problem with it because I think
Mando season 2 is the worst offender of
Mando
it.
season 2 is awful in that regard, dude. Like,
I think once Shore Troopers started showing up, I'm like, guys, what are we doing? I thought the war ended. Like Ahsoka actually did a very good job because Morgan was using like droids and mercenaries. Like that was cool, and I like that they did that a little bit with Lord Janu because he had like that horned guy as a bodyguard, and then he just had stormtroopers on some on like the island on his little estate.
Hey,
but I feel like
army builders.
Yeah, they did make good army builders, but I feel like with the snowtroopers they could have gone further. Like I wish maybe like they just did like stormtroopers that just had like cloth wrappings on them, like Commander Mayday. Like they could have gone even further with it. And I like how the snowtroopers are missing their hoods. That was cool. But I don't know.
It looks kind of cool, but I will say that I think this movie has probably the most awkward and most obvious like create a new trooper for merchandise thing that I think I've ever seen for Star Wars, because it's literally just like, what if we took the snow trooper but we like removed a little bit of the face, and
I don't know,
AT-RT pilot that had so much merch and showed up in the movie for like 20 seconds.
That poor guy.
Yeah, he gets incinerated. He gets turned to dust.
Yeah, and I will say, I have seen people say that the movie is not, is very watered down. Like, people are saying, the movie's not violent. I don't agree with that at all. Like, the movie opens with the officer just shooting one of his clients dead. And then, I thought that was pretty, I don't know, uncalled for. Would you guys agree with that?
Imperials are pretty petty. They do that a lot, so.
Yeah, but it was very, sudden, okay. And also we see, like Matias just said, that poor driver got incinerated. And then...
Yeah. The dude, it's in the one take when Mandalorian is going through the AT-AT. This is jumping slightly ahead, but there's a stormtrooper who gets stabbed in the neck with a knife. That doesn't kill him. Then he gets set on fire. That doesn't kill him, and then he gets shot in the head. And that kills him. That poor guy. Should have just started by shooting him.
I know. It was really great. Mando messes a lot of people up, especially later on with the Amari in that pit. He, shivs so many of them up. It was crazy. And then, yeah, so then the alarm goes off, and Din just starts taking people out like Batman, but specifically Ben Affleck Batman, because he's killing all of them. And I like that the mouse droid has like really big like snow tires essentially because it's on a snow planet. I thought that was funny. And Mando comes in, the warlord just GTFOs, which I thought was kind of funny. And Grogu destroys the mouse droid. We get the trailer moment. And then Mando hijacks an ATRT, which is vehicle reuse I like. I think that makes sense that they're reusing a Clone Wars vehicle in the not even Imperial era anymore. It's essentially 2 wars old.
Yeah, the
I
New
thought that was a
Republic era.
very cool bit of reuse. And I like all the action in this scene. Everything with Din in the one take with the troopers was very brutal. I thought like the choreography was really impressive. And I even liked the bit with Mando like bashing through the cockpit and like blowing it up. That was great. And I liked him using the targeting computer to blow it up. That was great.
That had one of the better gags in that movie too, with Grogu banging on the helmet.
That
I
was
like
very
that joke.
funny. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
one of the better jokes.
Wait, what'd you say, Nick?
I think that was one of the better jokes in the movie when they do more like visual humor with Grogu doing stupid things. I guess.
Yeah, the Grogu humor, I think, for the most part, was good. I was very worried they were going to start to like what's the word? Kind of flanderize the character. I think for the most kind of like we need to have the baby doing cute things. I think for the most part they did a good job with having Grogu have appropriate humor for the most part. There are a couple scenes where I got like, okay, guys, like we get it. He's cute, but we need to this is very it felt like the movie stops to have a cute scene, but him like tapping Tin on the helmet was very funny. And then he's picked up by Zeb in the U-Wing. And this is my issue. One of my big issues with the movie is that Zeb does not belong in this film.
I
Zeb is
agree.
here.
I will say,
Especially not without his husband.
I'm gonna stop for 1 second just to say, Hobrix, my fellow Mimban defender as well. I love you, bro. But anyway, I hope that you like the movie more than I did. But anyway, so dude, Zeb, dude, I was filling Joe's DMs with this like last night because like I do not like Zeb in this movie. Oh, dude, okay, no, genuinely. I think we've all seen it by now, that like really stupid meme that I threw together in like over a year ago, just within like 5 minutes.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, I really need to remake this meme because like it needs better images, better text, and like a black stroke around the text. Like it genuinely looks weird. However, about a year ago, like I made a meme that was just making fun of the fact that Zeb isn't in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that the other day.
I texted Joe this last night because I was like, dude, I quote tweeted this again, and I got like 12,000 likes on Twitter because anyway, dude, but genuinely,
Miles is here.
What was
I didn't
that?
mean to interrupt. Sorry, I said Miles is here. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, cool.
Wait, I'm gonna get Manning up. Hi, Miles.
Hi, Miles.
Thank you for letting
Hello.
me in.
How are you doing? How is LA?
You know, we're on the verge of a nuclear collapse, but it's fine.
I'm sorry. I know I got very nervous when I heard about it, but we started our review with basically in one sentence describe what you think of the film and then give a number score. So we're gonna let you go because you joined a little late, so I want you to have your turn.
Did everybody go?
Yes, everyone went.
Yes.
In one sentence?
Yeah. I hear Loaf in the background.
Yeah, she has opinions too, even though she hasn't seen the movie. It was cute. I liked it. It was cute and entertaining.
And then what's your number score?
7.75.
7 point. Very specific. I love it. So we're basically talking about right now. We got to the end of the opening with Zeb picking Mando up in the U-Wing. Basically, I don't. As much as I know that, I think Miles, you're probably the biggest Zeb fan this.
Listen, that's my dad, okay? That's one half of my 2 gay dads.
Yes.
I was gonna say his husband is nowhere to be seen in the New
His
Republic
husband
hierarchy.
is raising the kids, okay? Someone has to do it.
But like, I will say, I don't think Zeb really fits this story, especially since Andrew's wonderful meme tapestry, demonstrates.
Tapestry.
I don't know why he's
The
helping-
sacred texts.
Jedi texts.
I don't know why he's helping.
The sacred Lasat texts.
I don't know
Wait, look at this
why.
before it goes away.
Kylo. I don't know why he's helping Din
Anyway.
and Grogu find a random like Imperial warlord, then either helping Hera and Ezra find Thrawn, or B, helping like if this was before Ahsoka, like I don't know what he's doing. That's like I don't know why he isn't with the Ghost Crew. It's just very weird. And this also goes back to my issue of like N1 Starfighter erasure, where the Naboo Starfighter is just ignored in the movie, as well as I have him on the shelf right now. My wonderful R5, who is like my favorite droid ever. He is also ignored, and people are telling me he's in a Delphi base, and I don't believe that. Because I don't think Jon Favreau thinks that it's the same R5 droid, and if he's asked, he's probably just going to say it's a random R5 unit.
Jon Favreau's gonna be like, all R5 droids look the same, canonically.
It's literally the same It's R5. It is him, but it's not. I don't think it's meant to be the same one. And it annoys me because I think the scene would have been exactly the same if it was just, instead of Zeb saving Din in the U-Wing, it's R5. Sorry, it's GB Luke. He just said happy birthday. Are we talking about John? It's just said like
JB
that.
Luke. What's up?
But it could have just been R5 saving Mando in the N1. Like, Din could have just jumped in. And I don't know why they didn't do that, aside from we need Zeb in the movie.
It's just, dude, yeah, I don't. It's weird. Like, and also like, look, I didn't get to finish doing a complete like Mando rewatch before the movie. I meant to and didn't get fully through it. But like Zeb doesn't interact with Din at all in season 3, right? He just has the one scene with Carson. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought. Carson Teva.
So I guess I'm just like, whatever friendship they have is like entirely off screen as well. So like I just find like zero justification for Zeb being here.
Yeah, I think they're just coworkers. Like I think Zeb is that friendly with generally just anyone he would be working with.
I don't even think they had good
not even,
chemistry.
Well,
yeah,
exactly.
like he's just like
glorified
acts
Uber.
that way with anybody is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're specifically like, and Zeb and Din and Jaren, because that's his actual first name, are best friends.
I don't even think they had like amazing
I don't think
chemistry.
that's what they were going for.
Well, the thing
Zeb
is,
was
they
just
didn't even,
like,
he wasn't even there for like most of the second half of the movie. He wasn't even there.
No, he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like after they capture Coin, he just leaves the movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So so I don't know. Again, it's just a very weird choice to me. I don't. That's the thing, is that like it's like I don't even like Zeb that much in the first place. I'm gonna be real. Like I find I had a lot of issues with his writing in Rebels. But like,
Hold on.
Star Wars
Hold on.
Rebels.
Oh no, Andrew, you woke the
Elaborate
bear.
on that, sir. Elaborate. In like 2 or 3 sentences.
2 or 3 sentences. I would say I don't like his personality and I find him pretty annoying, but the biggest insult that I would say is that I especially really don't like that throughout the entire like first season and a half, they're basically like his entire backstory is about like how the Empire not just killed but like atomized his people, and he's like one of if not the last like remaining Lasat, and then like halfway through season 2, they're actually just like, oh, actually, guess what? There's a whole other planet of them. That isn't that fire. I think that it takes so much away from the Empire's atrocities there, and it takes away a very, very, very tragic element, which is that like when he inevitably does die, the Empire will have like committed like an extinction like of a race. And
you have a problem with the writing, not the character.
I would say that one of the only things that's interesting about Zeb got taken away by the writing, in my opinion. So
that's a valid criticism.
I'm not trying to like.
No, I said that's a valid.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm just like, I don't mean to be raining on anyone's parade. I'm just saying I'm not the biggest Zeb guy in general. But like,
you can't just drop a bomb and then not explain. But you explain, so.
But the thing is, there are redeeming aspects about Zeb. Like, I don't like hate Zeb, but like, I just think that he's still now being mishandled, like post Rebels. And oh yeah, sorry. And I also, the other thing, I really don't like how he gets treated in the narrative of Rebels to facilitate Callus's redemption, because there's certain things where like the entire conversation on the moon of Geonosis, where it's the whole like like you can't judge all Lasatas the same. It's like, oh, does that sentiment apply to Imperials? And he just like doesn't have like he should be like pointing out the obvious fallacy in that, and he just doesn't. He seems to think that like Callus getting some of his men killed on Onderon when they were like occupying the planet like is, you know what I mean, is justifiable to. Anyway, I'm rambling.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things.
If there's one thing we're good about, it's going off on tangents. So just accept it, embrace it, and deal with it.
Yeah. But I would just say I don't think that he had good justification to be in this movie, and I was talking to Joe last night about this and was kind of like, I only realized this last night, but if you look at the galaxy map as well, like Adelphi is so much closer to Cetos than Lothal was. So I'm finding it even like harder to believe that they couldn't have just been like, yo, Zeb, we were just on Corellia. We now know that they're making like a massive like a ship with a bunch of hyperdrives. They have a map to go get Thrawn back, and we have an exact coordinate. We threw a tracker on there. We're going to stop them. Hera's coming with us, buddy. Can you just like, come on?
Nah, I'm helping find Rhoda the Hutt.
Carabas,
Rhoda the Hutt.
I will say, if we have a good reunion scene with Zeb and Ezra in Ahsoka season 2, I'll be like, okay, fine. If they reunite off screen, I'm gonna be so mad.
I would not put that past them, to be completely honest.
Like, if it just cuts to like Zeb and Ezra being like, "Man, I'm really glad you're back." Like, I'm gonna be really annoyed. I want Hera to be like, "Zeb, we gotta talk," and Zeb's like, "What's up?" And then Ezra enters the room, and then Zeb like hugs him. Like, please, I need that.
No,
like
you will get no such thing.
An emotional reunion this time.
It happened off screen, Joe.
Oh my god, I need the Ghost Crew to be validated.
Get ready for like Echo learning about Fives 2.0, bro.
Oh my god. I still think Echo and Fives is infinitely worse, but
yeah.
I mean, yes, but I'm saying like, we'll see.
But yeah, so I think Zeb could have been literally any other character. I would have preferred, like I said, R5, IG-11,
Colonel Ward.
Huh?
Give Colonel Ward something to do.
Yeah, or like
Colonel Ward
Carson
could have
Teva.
just been the one helping.
Yeah, Carson Teva the goat.
Oh,
Carson Teva, Mayfeld,
that was like
Cobb
a good
Vanth,
jump
Boba
scare
Fett.
at the end. I like that jump scare.
He was there at the end, which I was happy about.
I had my
But
beer,
again,
I had my cigarette, and I pointed at that screen.
I was so happy when I saw him.
Him to a cameo.
That was such a good scene. I will
Filoni
get to that.
Nasal's really funny.
Yeah, so then it cuts to an opening credit sequence, which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is our first opening credit sequence for Star Wars. And honestly, like, I kind of vibe with it. I really like it.
Pretty sick.
In the hit 1985 film, Ewoks: The Battle for Endor.
Burn it to the ground.
Oh my god.
don't
I
understand,
prefer Caravan of Courage. That one was just better.
Ooh.
I don't
Look at the
understand
greatest
people,
Star Wars
like,
character of all time, Chukachak. Everyone knows Chukachak. They just need to bring Bondo
Yeah.
back. So that's all they really need to do now.
Yeah,
Wait
baby
Um,
Bondo.
I will say, this scene had a really good, what's the word? I loved the cinematography in this opening. I think that, like, people who are saying this movie is really ugly, I, like, half agree with that. I think any scene in the broad daylight is really ugly. However, if the scene is, like, sunset or, like, anywhere on Shikari or Nal Hutta, I think it looks really cool. I think the opening credit sequence actually, like, unironically looked beautiful. Like, I loved the sunset aesthetic. I loved the part where, like, you get, like, kind of the slow-mo, but not really slow-mo, of Zeb and Din walking through the landing pad. That was really cool.
The
do y'all
X-Wing
see the green
Force.
Twi'lek? I saw the green Twi'lek.
Wait, there was
There's
a green Twilight?
Twi'lek.
There was a green Twi'lek who had the same shade of Leku and the same markings on the Leku. Fight me on it.
Was it, like,
Yes.
did it look like Hera?
Yes, it had the same head covering. She was in a flight suit. And if Chopper can be in
Interesting.
Rogue One, Hera can be in this.
I don't think it was meant to be her. However, I would love the idea of them reusing the Hera, like, costume,
Like
for
makeup
next
and
gen.
outfit.
That would be funny. I'd like.
Y'all are just haters.
No, I'm not hating. I'm
I
just
love
thinking,
Hera.
like, logistically, like, I'm trying to think, like, logistically, like, would Hera be there? I don't know if she would,
Oh,
but
I also had a question. Does this
you
take
can
place-
you raise your hand. Yes.
how else am I supposed to get? Anyway.
No, it's
have a
okay.
question.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. What do you gotta?
Is this set after the original trilogy
Yeah.
and after Ahsoka?
I think it's after Ahsoka. We don't
We
get
don't
like a ton of
know. I
info.
don't think
but-
so, because
It's
Ahsoka.
before Ahsoka, right? Because Thrawn, I reckon, would be a pretty big deal at this point. They wouldn't be worrying about little warlords anymore.
Oh, fair. I mean,
But also, like, according. Oh no, he would. never
that's
mind.
only.
No, Miles. Wait, what were you gonna say,
Yeah, sorry.
Miles?
Never mind, because I forgot. Thrawn got off Peridia.
Yeah. So we got all like it would I would assume then yeah. However, Ward says like they're gathering information, so maybe it's like they're trying to look for where Thrawn could be, so they're like trying to knock off the warlords and maybe they can
Yeah.
lead him to him. So right now, I'm gonna assume that Ahsoka season 2 is gonna clarify things. Like if Zeb brings up the events of the movie, it'll be like, okay, it was set after Ahsoka. Right now, I'm gonna assume it's chronological order. Just in the stuff it's released, it's the simplest. Because right now the Mandoverse has been functioning like that. It's been
Yeah.
Mando season 3 takes place before Ahsoka, and like Book of Boba took place in between seasons 2 and 3, etc.
The
But
Mandoverse has been really weird because everything says it should still be around 9 ABY, but there is no feasible way it has been a single year that all of this takes place in.
literally each show is like a week apart. Like,
It's a busy week for the New Republic.
It
Maybe
is.
busy month.
It's just coping with how short of a time Grogu was with Luke, trying to pretend that was in fact not all in the same year.
it had
Yeah,
to be like
somebody
a month he
told
was with
me-
Luke at most. Like,
When I was talking about the movie, someone brought that up and was like, "Oh, he was apart from like Grogu for like a year and a half," and I was like,
No.
"What are you talking about?
There's no way.
Grogu didn't even learn anything. He got a week with Luke and was presented with an ultimatum: pick this lightsaber up, or never see your father again, or see your father again." And Grogu was like, "Fuck you, man! I'm gonna go see my dad."
We were all like, "Woo, more marketable plushies!"
I like it's so funny because it's like in the span of 1 year, we got the death of Cad Bane, Tatooine was under new rulership, Grand Admiral Thrawn is back, Moff Gideon is dead, Mandalore has been reinstated.
And a partridge in the pear tree. That's what it feels like. Jesus Christ.
It's like also the Hutt clan has been dissolved, as well as the Pike Syndicate. Like, what is going on? There's no way this all happened in a year. 5 criminal syndicates have been dissolved. Oh, also At Adden has been found.
Yeah.
After like
We found
20
the Republic Mint,
after 30.
and we have infinite money now.
We found
Dude,
a New Republic mint just chilling in the Outer Rim.
It's been
Those
there
poor
it's
kids
been there longer than the
found it.
Empire even existed, guys.
I was thinking about this the other day. This is probably a side tangent, but like, can we all agree that like, I would say 19 BBY, 5 BBY, and 9 ABY are our 3 most like packed years lore wise.
9.
Probably.
Did you say 9 BBY too?
No, I said 19. I mean,
19.
I could see an argument for 9. I was gonna.
That's
I was,
Kenobi and Jedi Survivor. Those are like
Yeah.
huge.
I was sticking
That
with
was only
sticking with
a year
5
after
because
Solo.
it's most of the first season of Rebels plus all of the first season of Andor. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like Nick said, Solo was only a year before 2, which was also pretty big.
Yeah, that
I
was
could see an
That's
argument
true.
for 1 BBY as well, actually.
Yeah.
Especially now that Rogue One is considered 1 BBY.
the ISB
Yeah.
collapsed, the Death Star leaked, the Death Star blew up. You know, all that was in the span of a week.
Liberation of
It's-
Lothal and
I will never get over how the Death Star literally lasted like a day.
It took 20 years to build. They fired it once, basically, and then it got blown up.
Like 2 days later.
It's so funny.
And they-
I would be pissed. I would be so pissed.
Galen Erso's rolling in his grave, dude.
Credit.
Sorry. I need, speaking of him, dude, I need to say I walked out of the theater like laughing my ass off. We'll talk about this later, but I was laughing my ass off because I was like, dude, the entire little like kind of epilogue, like little like extra threat that they add on at the end. The entire threat is just that the like main characters are about to get Galen Erso, and they're like, we gotta jump into a lake. And I don't know, I was dying laughing at that. I was like, dude, no, not again.
Wait, so what? I forgot what scene are we on. Oh, we also get to see those little BD droids from Galaxy's Edge. That was cool.
Which
They're
they're back. They came back to Disneyland. I am so excited. They're
Oh,
so
I thought for sure they'd just be locked up in a vault after being in the movie.
No,
That's cool.
They came back.
I love the BDX droids. They're cute.
You know
They're
what?
really
This movie was just little guys. That's
It
the
was.
movie.
Yeah, it's
It
true.
was
The little
okay.
guy advertisement.
And I love
I
when
will-
Star Wars is little guys.
Yeah.
I will say one thing I love that this movie has is that the cast is so varied. Like, I think this is the only Star Wars movie where 3 of the main characters are fully CGI. Or like heavily CGI. Or like I guess 5, because we gotta count the twins too. Like that's
True.
that's a pretty big deal. Like Jar Jar was a huge deal as like a fully CG character, but that was 1. I think that's like a very impressive feat for even for a Star Wars movie. And the only like normal person in the film is like Colonel Ward.
Yeah.
I guess also
Got,
Lord
like,
Janu.
Even Din's got like 3 body doubles at all times and is always in a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if I would.
That's the real reason the creed hasn't been broken.
Yeah.
Should have broken that like 3. They should have broken that like 2 seasons ago. That's getting ridiculous.
I think we'll get to it.
We're
Yeah.
getting there. We're gonna get there. I have a lot to say about that. So we meet Colonel Ward, who I don't love, which I was very surprised by.
Yeah.
Because it's Sigourney Weaver. Am I like
Rada
did
is
you
the
guys
key
like
to all
Ward?
this.
I don't know. I found her kind of
Mm.
boring.
No, dude.
I genuinely thought she was gonna have a bigger role in the movie.
Yeah, I
me
felt
too.
gypped.
I thought
I
she was
think-
like she did like literally nothing. I don't even think her name was said in the movie, and
It wasn't.
like and
nobody's names were
You're
said.
right.
and
Yeah, I
Sigourney
don't-
Weaver Loki
they say
didn't
Rada.
really do that good of a job because Loki was not really given anything to do.
I feel like
like-
all of her stuff could have just been done by Carson Teva.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the only reason she was in the movie was because they needed female representation, which like I'm fine with. Like I'm not trying to
Dude.
say like it's woke or anything. I
They-
just think like
Watching you, Joey.
they,
Thin
they,
ice.
if that was their
becoming-
goal, they still failed pretty heavily at that, dude. It's like she's like the one woman in the movie besides like the Hutt twin, right? And then
Oh
like
yeah.
and then she does like nothing besides be like, hey Mando, that was pretty messy, and he's like, no, bro,
That
it's
was
chill.
messy.
And like, oh, it's
She
actually
was in the movie for
Oh,
like
yeah.
5 minutes, and she sounded bored out of her mind most of the time.
Yeah.
Hell, I would have if you
Very
really
messy.
wanted like a more female rep, just have Hera in the movie. Just have her be Hera.
Or have Ward be the pilot that
Just have her in the movie. Just have her
chauffeurs Din Djarin places.
She could have
And,
just
like,
been in Zeb's
She
place.
helps with capturing coin.
You could have tied this more into like actual New Republic like politics and stuff like that, and brought in like Elia Kane or Mothma or
I
like
was gonna
anyone
say,
like
you know who I wish. Speaking of that, yeah, what was? I think you just mentioned her. The butch lesbian from Mando season 3.
Elia Kane.
Yeah.
My girl, Katie O'Brien. I love
Would
her
let
so
her
much.
punch me in the face.
Has never been did.
And who was that other guy? That was that like.
Oh, Dr. Pershing.
Yeah.
Finally getting a
Is
Lego.
Pershing alive? I thought he got lobotomized.
I mean, technically that's still alive.
He's not.
It's just like.
I don't think he's dead. They just forgot about him after they lobotomized him.
I mean, I think I don't know. I wouldn't say they forgot about him. I think that's just their way of saying like, yeah, and he doesn't exist anymore because his brain is goop now. They're gonna turn him into a decraniated. They're gonna bring back Dr. Evazan.
Oh my god!
Dr. Evazan return.
They're decraniating my boy.
I don't know. Like I think Elia Kane would have been very interesting to bring in. I think that would have been.
I feel like they should have brought her in because
that would have been messy to like incorporate it to have her be the one. I think like the reason is they needed because Mando says like in season 3, don't tell your superiors that I'm going to be helping out. So they needed someone within Adelphi to be telling Mando what to do, or else Mando wouldn't be working for them because it's against regulation, like Carson said. So like that's why I think like Hera could have just been the one doing it, because Hera absolutely would have been helping keeping it under wraps. Like she would have absolutely just been saying, yeah, I'm okay with you helping out. I'll keep your secret because I'm friends with Zeb, and we absolutely need your help because like we could use a Mandalorian.
The other one's in a different galaxy right now, so we're kind of
especially because Hera's been like out of any Rebels character, Hera's been in like the most like extra material, I think. Like she was in like the 2020 and the 2015 Star Wars comics and stuff like that. Like
she's in the Squadrons video game.
Yeah, exactly. So if like
if
they were looking for like a female character to like do this, and again, she like obviously has a rebellious nature like to her to a certain degree, especially from what we saw in Ahsoka, and like obviously with everything with Fulcrum, she has a very like she's good at keeping secrets and being like, you know what I mean? So
it
seems like that would have been pretty natural. I don't know.
Yeah, I would have been, because people would have been like screaming like, oh my god, another cameo, but like that would have been one that I felt would have made more sense than Zeb. I don't know, and also just because I like Hera, I would have
seeing her. And then
I think Hera would fit a different role. Technically, like the implication with Colonel Ward is that she's by the books and like a straight man, and Zeb is afraid of her. I think when they come back from the first mission, Zeb is like, well, I'm gonna leave you to it. Good luck with her. Good luck explaining this to Colonel Ward, and then he leaves.
You could have altered the dialogue, like him saying that could have been like, good luck dealing with Hera, like she's not gonna like this. Like
I guess that's
a little
fair.
more playful.
If anyone would know the wrath of Space Mom, it is one of her space children.
And she could call Zeb by name to be like, Gara Zeb Aurelios.
Yeah, she even full named him.
You didn't help out the way you were supposed to. You were supposed to help bring the Warlord back. I don't know. The more I think about it, I wish Hera was in the role.
That'd be kind of nice. It'd be cool. I think it'd be suitable. I'd be happy with either that or Colonel Ward taking Zeb's place and being the pilot that takes Din Djarin to different planets. I just wanted her to do a little bit more.
I agree with that, Matias. I think either have Hera in Ward's place or have Ward in Zeb's place. You got to swap some people around, but I think it would have worked. And then Ward.
But we lose a precious glup shitto if Ward is the chauffeur. A precious cameo character. We lose a Black Series figure.
We would, yeah. But
We should be
I'm
seeing
trying to...
his figure soon, actually. Probably Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday, yeah, I think we're gonna get a
There's a
look
stream
at the Zeb
coming up,
figure
yeah.
Tuesday, which is I'll buy it. I'll get a Zeb figure.
I
But
will buy. No shame in that.
so Ward shows Din that she got a Razor Crest, and the thing is, we've known about this for years, so I think we've had time to like mull it over and kind of like see the fact that the Razor Crest is back, and we don't have to be annoyed over it.
Yeah.
But it still annoys me. Again,
It
sorry.
frustrates me, but I will say I was slightly pleasantly surprised that they actually had a scene dedicated to it, because I thought that it was just going to show up.
Me too. That was my theory, was it's just going to be like, and he bought one off screen from a used car salesman.
That
I also
would have
do
pissed me
like
off
that
way more.
there is a scene also of, I'll give it credit, of Din like looking in the cockpit and being like, dude, I got my shit back. Like I like that moment where it reminds me a lot of in Force Awakens when Han like walks back into the Falcon and he just kind of like smiles and is like, hell yeah. It reminded me a lot of that where Mando walks into it and he just kind of looks around and he's like, dude. And also Grogu jumping on the bed. I thought that was funny.
What if we could have seen an actor's face during that? Wouldn't that be interesting? What if we could have seen an actor expressing emotions while walking around his new ship?
Now, you can't have them disobeying the way. They can't sell action figures that way.
No.
They can't make the 12th Din Djarin Black Series figure in the
Jon
last.
Favreau's approaching my location.
I will say, like, on the other hand, for one, I wish Din was a little more surprised, because I do like the scene, but he's also like, he looks at the crest for the first time and he's like, oh, impressive. And I'm like, can you be like...
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm surprised you got one of these. They're kind of difficult to find. Anyways.
Neza said Pedro isn't allowed to emote. I think
No.
after Book of Boba, they told him he's not allowed to emote anymore. And I know he can act. He's a great actor. He was great.
He was busy doing 12 Avengers movies. He was too busy.
I guess. They have
got bigger paychecks to act for.
Being a background character in a Robert Downey Jr. movie. I'm getting off topic. I'm getting distracted.
I will say, like, the ship has a purpose. Like, you can't have the N1 in its place, because you need... The whole point is that we need it to go get Rod of the Hutt, and you can't transport Rod of the Hutt in an N1.
Hang on.
But
I think this is just kind of like...
It can always be made.
Put Rada in a spacesuit and then just hang him from the bottom of the N1.
I think we're also glaringly missing the obvious. Why is that hut hot?
We're gonna get to that, Miles. I promise.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We're gonna get there. But
because did you guys see that TikTok I sent in the Discord to the Sabrina Carpenter song?
I didn't.
About him
I
being
saw it.
They're already
an ugly
making
kid,
Rada
but a
first
sexy man.
edits? Oh dear.
Rod of the
but
Hutt
I saw
thirst
it.
trap.
I like how a hut is a thirst trap now. That's so funny. The year.
Okay,
that
but does
we're in.
he count as a hear me out now?
Yes, 100%.
I would say it counts, because he's muscly, but he's also a hut.
But he's a slug. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
But
abs.
back to the Razor Crest. Like, I get that. Andrew, what were you saying? Like, you were about to say something.
Oh, I think that just kind of goes to show the poor planning of the Mandoverse, because I have no idea why the N1 would ever be introduced if they were just going to go back to him doing missions like this. You know what I mean? Like, was the N1 not supposed to show growth and him moving beyond bounty hunting? And now they're just like, well, you're back to it, but now it's for the New Republic, so you actually need your exact same ship back again, because
I think that inherently him helping hunt down warlords is growth, because he's doing it for a heroic purpose.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually helping. He has a side, he's picked a side now, like Finn in the sequels. But my issue is just can he just get a new ship? I wouldn't be mad if he just got, imagine if they did it with the Ghost and the Phantom, where the N1 can dock into a new ship. That would have been cool.
I loved that, honestly.
That'd be kind of fresh. Imagine the Lego set.
That would have actually been a
guys.
cool Lego set. Yeah.
$700 UCS.
True.
Now you're speaking my language.
with
don't know,
two
like, I'm
minifigures, and one of them will come in a microfighter later and piss off everyone.
Yeah, and the other one is the little Grogu, little tiny Grogu that doesn't even count as a minifigure. It's the Grogu.
I don't know, like, I'm just like, someone brought up to me, what if they had him with a Republic gunship, like a modified Republic gunship, but like swap out the big engines at the top with like the bigger like round Razor Crest engines to have like a little motif to the Razor Crest, and then like streamline it so it doesn't have like a ton of weapons, because maybe Ward can be like, well, it has to be within regulation. Like a lot of those Republic weapons are kind of not allowed. And then like maybe have, since the Republic gunship has like two I'm looking at my Lego set right now for reference. Since it has like two cockpits, maybe like hollow one out for an astromech port so R5 can come along. Or maybe have one of the cockpits be like a little like bedroom for Grogu. Like you could have had so much fun with that. Like either the gunship idea, or like I said before, have it so it's a bigger ship that the N1 can dock in. Something like that.
Yeah. Replace the 120 rocket missile silo with a hyperdrive engine.
That would have been cool. But I don't know, it's like, or just have him just take a U-wing for the one mission. Like it doesn't have to be,
honestly,
just have, if he just took a U-wing, I wouldn't be mad. Like he could have just like, because the Razor Crest really doesn't have a purpose. Like it doesn't, because what? It takes them to Shikari, which a U-wing can do. Then they get Rada back.
Well,
and
they probably wanted it to be his so that he could have the Anzellans go and fix it, and then they could get roped into the story.
I mean,
that's true.
Because I'm not defending it. I really don't like the Anzellans in the movie. I'm just saying this is probably like the thought process. Because if it was like a Republic U-wing, then he'd just go back to the N1, I imagine.
We'll I love the Anzellans. They're so funny.
They're so funny. I love Matias. I love how innocent you sounded when you said that. You're like, but they're so funny. But
new Razor Crest can canonically teleport.
Oh, we're gonna get to that at the. Oh, actually, let's just get to that now. At the end of the movie, the Razor Crest is on Navarro because like they go there. But then at the end of the movie, it's just on a Delphi.
It just shows up there. It just randomly shows up.
Wait, it shows up on a. Oh, wait.
At the end,
you're right.
When they go back.
Oh yeah, because he gets taken from. Huh.
2 of the Adelphi Rangers went to Navarro, got his ship, and brought it back so that he would have a ride home.
That stuck out to me so much. Like I missed a lot of like background details, but that I was like, how did that get here? How did this happen?
Yeah.
How did they get here? Achievement unlocked. How did we get here?
It's just really funny.
Deborah Chow, go get the Razor Crest.
Oh my god.
We're calling up our backup pilot, Tony Gilroy. Tony Gilroy, go get the
we end up going to first we go to Nal Hutta so the twins can brief us, and this is one thing I thought was weird. Like the twins still do not have names.
They're the Hutt twins,
by the way. But
wait, what'd you say, Nick?
They're the main villains of the movie, but they don't even get names.
Yeah. Also, their voice actors aren't credited.
What?
They don't have credited voice actors yet.
That's because ChatGPT voiced them.
I said that as a joke. Like, do you guys think that the twins were voiced using AI?
I would not put it past them. Not after the whole Vader thing, which they did in Kenobi, and then they did again in Fortnite.
Yeah. But
yeah,
like,
the
again,
Fortnite thing was egregious.
At least with Vader, like, it's bad, but I can kind of, I don't understand their perspective, but I see it of like, well, it's Vader. We need like who else is gonna voice Vader? And it's like, well,
Scott Lawrence.
Literally anyone can do a good Vader impression if you find them. And
they've got 2 on speed dial. At least.
Yeah, you can get the guy from Jedi Survivor. He was great.
Scott Lawrence.
Yeah.
But the twins, it's amazing. Like you can get anyone to speak Huttese.
Yeah, because they say gibberish and then you pitch it down a ton. My guess.
Got the Wookiee. Like anyone can do it.
Wunga.
Either.
Yeah, he says that in the.
Yeah, Daiwana Wanga was funny.
I did the Leo point when he said that.
Does that have a meaning? What does it mean?
I don't know. I think it's just a greeting. It's probably just a greeting in Huttese.
I'm actually looking it up right now. Oh, it just means hello it just means hello.
Okay.
Huttese.
Yeah. They could have used AI. I would never put it past Disney to use AI instead of paying someone.
Yeah.
I would especially not put it past them to use AI and then not tell anybody that they used AI.
They didn't in Kenobi.
But they probably just had like the sound team voice them, and those people aren't paid enough to be credited.
Very well.
They're the sound team.
Wood or something.
It's a little sus. Like, okay,
it is
guys.
sus that those aren't credited, but
yeah, because they're pretty big parts. Like, they're the main villains, and they don't have voice actor credits. It's weird. It's very weird.
Random background shadows with 2 seconds of screen time used to get names, but the main villains of your first movie in 7 years, they don't need names.
The Mando era just hates naming characters.
It's not even the name that annoys me. It's more so the voice actor thing that annoys me. Like, that annoys me more.
I have a name, and it's been 7 years.
Yeah, that is the true, like, that's sus that they didn't.
Yeah.
I worry that they used AI. I hope they didn't, because in theory it's an easy job to be a Hutt in a movie, which is also why part of me is like, maybe it was just the sound designer team and they just aren't credited because those aren't like big names or something like that.
I don't know. It's just weird. Then
done that for free.
Yeah, we do get to see the droid Gatra, which are from the comics, and that was a cool tie-in. That was a very like niche pull that I liked seeing, and I like the designs of the droids. I love that they have like cobbled together parts.
The B2s with capes. I have a Star Wars Legion army. I need to make a squad of B2s that have capes so that I have my little droid Gatra doing their thing.
That was cool. Also, there were commando droids in the background. That was sick.
I wish I saw that.
There was like the mashup ones that had the B1 heads and like the fur cloaks.
Those were really cool looking. There was the KX droid. That was really funny. That was
really
with
the weird attachments to the head, but it was the KX head as the base.
Yeah,
in the Tarkin book. Oh, okay, apparently they first appeared in the Tarkin book, which is super cool. They were probably just mentioned, honestly.
The same book that canonized Sheev's first name.
That's funny.
There was what else? There was a New Republic one, and there was an HK as well. So look, a lot of really cool like droid parts that were used, and a lot of them were practical, which like is very impressive.
Intriguing.
So yeah, we go to Nal Hutta, and then we go so we get to see the Star Hoppers. That was also really cool. I like that they used the ones from Clone Wars. That was really sick. I like that
one of the promo videos attached to like one of the Dolby screenings a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh, those are the things from that one Lego set from 13 years ago."
I did, yeah, that was really cool that we saw those. But then we go to Shikari, and this is something that I'm gonna mention is probably something everyone agrees is great, is the music.
It's all over TikTok.
Ludwig Göransson's score, I was very worried was just going to be just a best hits compilation of just reused tracks from the show, but he made so much new music, and I'm going to mention them when we when we go throughout. So like Shikari's theme, I thought was excellent. That was really just weird, but also just fit right at home with Star Wars. Like, that was great.
Yeah, it was great for going to a planet that's like nighttime neon lights, and
it's basically Chicago in space.
It was, yeah. Then Din Djarin goes down and meets a guy named Hugo, who is played by Martin Scorsese
from Shark Tale.
That is the most iconic role. You can fight me on it.
Yeah, well, it's funny because Martin Scorsese doesn't even do voice actor work except for in Shark Tale and The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, like I hope he actually did motion capture.
Maybe he did.
Not joking.
Also, the character's name is Hugo Durant, who is named, who is a relative of Rio Durant from Solo, which was the character played by Jon Favreau.
Yeah, but we know that he's not Rio's descendant. He's probably descended from one of Rio's siblings, because Rio says it's no good to die alone, which means he had no partner. Poor guy.
He's like
Maybe
a
it was his
distant
brother.
cousin. He's like a distant cousin, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, do you think that's, like, the meme of, like, everyone has to be related in Star Wars, or does it
No,
just not
I think
bother
that's
you?
funny. I like it
I
because
think
I
that was just
saw
John
the.
I think that was just John Favreau saying, "Hey, Martin Scorsese, you're in my Star Wars movie. You're related to me now."
That's funny. Yeah, I like that his last name is Durant. Yeah, I don't think it really ties into like the everyone must be related to everyone else. Though these are the only two Ardenians I think we've seen apart from like Chio Fane from the Darth Vader comics.
Also,
but on
there was
screen, the only two Ardenians.
There was one in Chapter 6 of Mando in the prison.
Oh, okay. Well,
There
there we
was one
go.
in a cell that, like, looked up behind the bars and, like, looked at Mando. It was funny.
And his name is Monkey Durant, and he's also related.
Yeah.
But
racism, guys.
also the music in Hugo's shack is literally just the Mandalorian theme on a banjo, and it's so funny. I love it so much.
It's peak.
That was just delightful. And yeah, so this is one thing that confuses me, because at first, when Din says he's looking for a hut, Hugo gets like very scared, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, don't talk about that. And he's like, oh, it's Rada the Hut. He's like, oh, everyone knows Rada. Everyone loves Rada.
There's like no consistency there.
Yeah, I was confused. I'm like, wait. I'm like, why were you scared at first? Like, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying, like, I'm confused.
I think it's because everyone here knows about Rada. So if somebody puts money on the counter and they're a Mandalorian and they say, I'm looking for information on the Hutts, your brain goes to Hutt cartel. And
yeah.
And Hugo is involved with criminal cartels. He pays a protection fee to the salt cartel, whatever Coin is doing, whatever Janu is doing.
Okay.
So he assumes that it's someone who knows that he's affiliated with one cartel, trying to get info out of him on another cartel, and he doesn't want to get in bad graces.
All right, that makes sense, Matias. Thank you. But then we get to see Rada. And he is buff and also kind of hot, maybe. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. But yeah, Rada, honestly, at least in my opinion, was probably the most surprising thing in the film, because he was honestly a very sympathetic character. I really liked him.
Yes. Rada
I will say,
standout.
Him speaking English was very jarring at first.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I'm like, that's what he sounds like?
It's just Jeremy Allen White talking into a mic. No fancy voices.
This girl that I went with, her name's Megan. I went with her, and when he spoke, she leaned over to me and said, holy shit, is that Seth Rogen?
Might as well be. No,
here's the thing. We dodged a bullet. Imagine if instead of when that first leaked, and instead of it being Jeremy Allen White as Rada the Hutt, imagine if it was Seth Rogen as Rada the Hutt.
0 out of 10.
Why? Why would you put that into the ether?
I think that would have been like Minecraft movie levels of what the hell is like Jack Black is Steve in the Minecraft, like Cards Against Humanity card.
Dude, I can just picture now like the alternate timeline where that happened, and someone starts doing the like Alan the Alien like Invincible intro, and it's just like a PNG Rada the Hutt going across the screen. That's actually a banger song though that plays in that intro. But anyway,
the Rada intro or the Invincible?
Oh, I meant the Invincible one. I mean, the
Rada
music in Mando is pretty good. Yeah.
Would have jumped.
I can just imagine him being like, hey, Mando.
Hey, can I feed him?
But we get to meet Rada, and he's getting a little massage, and I did like the part where he asks if he can feed Grogu, and then he says, I'm not like my dad. And that made me so happy, because going into this movie, I was for sure expecting them to humanize Jabba to a very gross extent. And I already hated it in the Clone Wars movie because it's just so weird for them to show Jabba as like this sympathetic character when he's a horrible person. So the fact that like Rada just immediately is like, yeah, I hate my dad. Like I hate what he stands for, and I hate that he's essentially like tarnished my legacy before I even got to make my own. That's such a cool idea, and I love that it's totally understandable. I will say when Rada like trauma dumps, it was kind of like weird because he's just like, yeah, the people booed me because they thought I was Jabba's son, but then I like got to fight and people like me now. It was a little like, okay, bud, like can you, like,
he does unload a little too quickly to Din.
yeah.
I think that probably had to fit in a little bit more at the beginning because we find out later in the movie that they're not cheering for him, they're just cheering for violence. And so it wouldn't be something that he's proud of if he said it later in the movie after he gets to know Din Djarin better.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that one scene was a little weird, but I did like Nazo said, sounds like Rada is letting his dad Shadow dominate his destiny instead of carving his own. I agree. I think that's the point, because this will play in later what I think of Grogu's arc, where Rhoda is so dependent on essentially letting his dad's legacy tarnish his life, and Grogu is so dependent on letting his own dad's legacy, essentially dominate his life in a positive way, where he is so dependent on his dad. And I think that plays into Grogu realizing that he needs to be more independent. And essentially, Rhoda has to be like, just don't think about my dad. Think about, like, what I can do. And that plays into him at the end wanting to save Grogu and defend Grogu. And Grogu has to learn, like, my dad won't be there for me, and I have to learn to save myself. And essentially, I need to think about who I need to be, not who I need to be with my dad. Which I think is really cool. I like that Grogu and Rada mirror each other, and I like Grogu's relationship with Rada. I like them playing together. I thought that was really cute. I love the one scene of Grogu sleeping on Rada's belly, and Rada's just
someone said that was like My Neighbor Totoro, where Rhoda was like Totoro.
Yes, it was exactly like that. Yeah, I love
so
that. That's what Nick said before with the visual comedy. I liked stuff like that where Grogu is just
also
sleep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
While we're talking about that whole shtick, I don't know if we're transitioning, but if I don't say it out loud, I'm gonna forget it. How fucking cool was it? I thought it was cool that like the actual fight that was Rhoda's last fight was a literal Djarin match. Like they brought in all of the creatures that are on the Djarin board. That's fucking cool.
That was cool. I liked seeing like the Mentalian Savrip and the other ones that I don't know the name of. Onezo asked, "Do you think Rhoda is near human?" And at first
I think Rhoda likes human or near human people. Like, is he attracted to them? I think is the question.
Oh, do you think? No,
I think Rhoda is asexual.
I thought he meant like, is he meant to be like half Hutt, half human?
Ew.
I think we've seen buff Hutts in the comics, so I think Hutts just have muscles and can get buff.
Like at first I was like, no, of course not. But then on the other hand, like Rhoda does have like a human frame. Like he has like very broad shoulders, and also he doesn't age like a Hutt. Like he aged like 200 years in like 20 years. Like the Hutts mentioned he had a growth spurt, which like okay. But he was an infant 30 years ago. How is he, like, fully autonomous now? I don't get it.
And these guys live for, like, 400-something years. Jabba was, like, 400 when he died, so...
I thought Hutts lived to be, like, 1,000. I thought it's a way, like, you know...
It might be longer. I don't know exactly, but I know Jabba, I think, was around 400 when he died.
I'm going to look it up right now. How long do Hutts live? Some exceed 1,000 years. So it's even longer. So it's crazy to think about how Rada's technically younger than Grogu, but is somehow more developed than him. Like, that's kind of crazy. And I get that Grogu has trauma. Like, Grogu, I think, has the equivalent age of a 5-year-old, but he can't talk because of trauma, which I get 100%. But that's just very weird how like Yoda's species ages so differently from the Hutts, even though
Yoda's species aging is weird too, because Yoda said that he trained Jedi for 800 years at 900. So if at this point they aged consistently at this rate, that means that at age 100 he should only mentally be like 10. So how is he a master already?
Yoda's capping. Yoda's
just
he's
totally
just inflating his numbers. He's like, all the Jedi are dead, bro. Doesn't
even
matter. I can
back
say whatever I want.
even back in Empire, they messed up the canon. George Lucas is rolling in his grave, dude.
He's still alive.
George Lucas is
No, I'm
rolling in
kidding.
his house.
Yeah.
He's rolling in his pile of $4.7 billion.
They wait. So what scene happens next? So they go to Lord Janu's like not estate. They go to his little bar. They have a fight with a what's the name of that horn species?
Iktochi.
Matias, thank you for being my Google. And Iktochi, Din cuts off his horn, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was fucked up, actually.
Yeah, that was very.
He deserved it.
He did.
What? He deserves to be completely disfigured?
Well,
I don't know if those grow.
Girl,
he did threaten
if you're
Grogu.
gonna
He did
be
threaten
fighting
to
for the
eat
bad
Grogu.
guys, accept that bad shit is gonna happen to you.
It's just fucked up, okay?
He
He spent his whole life growing that horn.
Well,
It's fine.
it's
Leave him on
gone.
fire like 3 scenes later.
Yeah.
That's true.
So Lord Janu shows up, and this is an issue I have where they try to do a twist with Lord Janu that he's Commander Coin. The twist doesn't work because we already know that Janu's an imp because he was in Mando season 3.
We even had a close-up shot once.
That's okay.
Lines.
They actually knew that nobody was paying attention during that season, so they snuck this in.
They're playing the Netflix route of hoping you're on your phone for half of the thing anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he did have a different outfit, but I knew, and also when there was the casting announcement, it was that he was being advertised as the Imp Warlord, which isn't the movie's fault. It was the marketing. But I don't know. I'm not like I don't know how to feel. I feel like if we found out sooner that Janu was the Imp, like if Din just clocked him immediately in the office, I wouldn't be as like annoyed. But I was like, are we when it was played as like a reveal? I was like, wait, we were supposed to not know that.
Yeah, like and also he didn't change his last name. He went into hiding and he got a new job, and he didn't change his last name.
That was actually really funny because by chance Din mentions him. Like he's like, oh, I'm looking for an imp. Like the reason I need you is because I'm looking for an imp named Commander Coin. And Rada's like, oh yeah, that's him.
Oh, you were just talking to him like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, his full name is Janu Coin. Which, like, bro, you're one of the most wanted men, maybe the most wanted man in the galaxy right now, or at least by Imperial standards, because Moff Gideon is dead.
Right.
Like, I guess
this is just like Obi-Wan changing his name to Ben Kenobi when he was on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Okay, that is true. Okay, maybe it's just like I guess Coin is just a common name. I guess, or like
it's like how Skywalker is canonically a really common name. We just are never going to get another character with the last name Skywalker. Unless that actually means something, because Skywalker happens to be important to the canon. But that's the explanation for why Luke's name is Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. Did Miles just leave? Oh no.
I think so.
Okay. I'm gonna look for maybe their internet cut out. I'm gonna just keep an eye just to make sure they're okay. But they're So Din goes back to save like oh wait, I cut the whole Janu scene. I do like Janu as a character, at least in this scene. I like how he isn't just like a cackling asshole. Like he's pretty collected. He offers Mando an ultimatum and just says, you can like take some credits. Like I'm gonna kill Rada the Hutt. So if you want, like you're free to bet on all that money.
That was kind of dumb on his part. He's like, yo, you want to fight in my ring? Also, my champion, I'm gonna kill him tonight. But
I know. I was thinking that. Like he offers, he's like, you want to fight in my ring? Because people would really like you. By the way, this guy who people really like, he's fucking dead. I'm
I
killing
do
him.
like the idea of him saying, "Look, so I want you to work for me. Also, this is how I treat my employees. I fucking kill all of them."
Hey, at least he's honest.
Yeah,
He's
just so
like,
you know,
Pros and cons of the working experience before.
there's no union.
yeah,
It-
I don't know. I thought that was weird because he's like, "Yeah, be gone with you." Also, do you want to work for me? Like, it was very weird. Like, gave Mando like 8 different options in that scene. He's like, "Here, have some salt. Do you want to work
Yeah.
for me?" Also,
I
bet
kill
on
people
that
who
money,
work
kill
for
Rod
me.
of the Hutt.
But do you want to work for me anyway?
Yeah,
Mhm.
he was like, I don't know. He was very like, I did like his personality. I liked how he wasn't just a mustache twirling villain. At least for like as the movie went on, he got a little more
Yeah.
cartoonish. But I did
Yeah.
like him in the one scene.
He's only
Mando
written-
leaves. He throws the salt in that cup, which again, that was a cool bit.
I like
And
the
yeah,
he just drops it
that
in.
was-
I thought that was
that
a
was cool.
nice visual.
Then we get to, I did like the part where Din is standing against the wall and he like is covering Grogu, who's like running up the pipe to open the door. That was funny.
He's
And
pretending to loiter.
yeah, that was that was great. Din ends up getting knocked out as well as Grogu, and Din has to fight Rada. And Grogu's in like a bird cage, which looks so funny.
Yeah,
It lines
I-
up with Din treating
he's
him like
being tormented by like a parrot who's like nipping at his ears because his ears are too big, so they go out of the cage.
I was waiting for Grogu to like just force choke the bird. I knew he wasn't gonna do it because it's
His
Grogu,
first
but-
force choke, he just kills this animal.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, but then again, the movie would not abuse birds at all.
Except for later.
No, we'll get there. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. Like, we say thing, and then we're like, we're gonna talk about it later.
We're gonna talk about it.
Basically, Din, and Rada work together. They fight off the Dejarik monsters. That was a pretty cool sequence. Then the animals break out, and then Rada is arrested by Din, and then they take him back in the Razor Crest.
Yeah.
And then Janu gets away, and then Rada's like, "Oh no, he's literally right over there. We can just go get him." And this
Yeah.
is the scene in the movie that I think I was starting to be like, okay, man, I don't know if this is gonna be a good movie.
Yeah.
This is the part where, oh, bye, Nazo. I assume he's saying happy birthday again because he's gonna leave. But, if you're not, thank you. But if you are leaving, thank you for staying. The, thing, like, the thing with this movie that annoys me the most is the pacing. Because
Yeah.
the first act is way too long, and the second act is way too short. I think the third act is paced well, but
What are we
no,
considering? Because in my brain, I split this movie into like first half goes up until they bring Coin back to Adelphi, and then the second half is the rest of the movie. Where do people consider, like, if you were to chop this into 3, where would people consider that?
I
Actually,
would consider
that's a
the
good question.
first. I'd consider like Coin being taken in as the first act, and then everything from Navarro to Din is fully healed on Malhutta as the second act, and then just the big battle in the palace is the third act.
I feel like it's kind of
If we
weird,
were
though.
gonna say that, I would say the third act is way too short.
Yeah, I think
Really?
the third act probably starts as soon as like because the climax kind of continues until Grogu or like until the Anzellans leave, basically. I think the third act is a little earlier than Grogu healing or than Grogu getting medicine to Din.
I don't know.
Right.
I think like third act should be like 20 to 25 minutes. Like they shouldn't be that long. Like in this case it should have been like half an hour. I don't
Hmm.
think that's obviously I didn't time it. I don't know what the
Yeah, I don't know the timestamps.
Yeah. I would assume though like I think the third act is only like 20 minutes, like 25. I don't think that's that bad.
The act structure was really weird because, like, the first act is literally just an hour-long, like, self-contained TV episode that we just drop halfway through the movie.
Yeah, I think that like
Like, we resolved all the coin stuff. We made a big deal out of coin and the mystery with coin, and that's resolved an hour into the movie, and there's another 75 minutes left afterwards.
Yeah, that would have been like the first 3 episodes, like them on Shikari, the gladiator stuff, and then like everything on the estate would have been like a whole episode. But I
That's
think,
true.
in my opinion, everything because I think that wait, someone said the film had no end credits. Is this true? No, the film had end credits. Of course it did.
I think end credits scene. There's no scene after the end credits, but it does have.
No, there's no there's no end credits.
No cyborg Cobb Vanth.
Mandarin's was there. I saw him. He was there. That's after the credits. I waited the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's the someone told me that Shikari was the same. They were still on Shikari on like the beach part. It was just like the other side of the planet, which is cool. But I would have like basically one side's at night all the time and one side's at day all the time. That's like a cool concept for.
That's a dope idea, man. It would have been so cool if I knew that. I would have appreciated that detail. I thought they just fucking teleported to beach planet.
One side of the planet is like really cool and high budget, and the other side looks like it's from a TV movie.
The other one
Wow.
looks like the other one looks like Mapuzo from Obi-Wan.
Oh my god.
No.
It's really funny because I think Shikari looked really high budget and really cool, and then the beach scene just looked so cheap.
Yeah.
It looked
Like an episode of Kenobi.
Yeah, it did look like something out of Kenobi. I think what they should have done was sounds like the movie didn't have a good villain, one minor warlord, a bounty hunter who isn't evil, just a hired gun, and a pair of mid-hut villains. Yeah, that's right.
The
That
villain
sounds about right.
Terrible.
I didn't
Hold
think
on.
like
Embo is pretty fresh though. I don't think there's nothing wrong with Embo's role in the movie, in my opinion. I think he's
Cool
used
when
well.
he was there. He just didn't do much. He had one cool fight scene at the end, and he aura farmed a little bit, but I don't really feel like he did much. He was just there to look cool, which he did.
I quite like that. I don't think he needs to be super prominent. I quite like the way he was used.
I like him as a force of nature. I like that. I wish they maybe could have done more with comparing him to Din a little bit more, because like he's essentially because I think they chose Embo for a reason. Because he's not like Embo isn't like an evil character, because
Dirge.
Wait, what'd you say?
I feel like Dirge would have been a good fit because he very infamously hates Mandalorians. So he's like, gets a job in the Hutts. You want me to kill the Mandalorian? I'll do free.
I would have liked Dirge.
Is Dirge canon?
Yeah, he's canon.
They brought him in the Dr. Aphra comics not too long ago. And
oh, okay. Yeah,
I mean, into this era, most likely. We don't see him die either. He gets written out by getting launched into space, but we know that doesn't kill a Jedi.
Yeah, they don't. Dirge dies in Legends. I know he gets thrown into like the sun, but
he dies during the Clone Wars and Legends, but in canon he lives.
That's messed up.
Galactic Civil War. That's
Dirge
the only way you
really
can kill
cool,
him. That or break the brain.
He's thrown into the sun. That's really sad to me. He doesn't deserve that. He's doing his job.
Years old too.
I'd have preferred Dirge over Embo, but like, I do still like Embo, and I think that they had a purpose, because Embo I think is meant to be like a more sympathetic hunter than someone like Cad Bane, because Embo is a dog. He's not always on the bad side. He helped like farmers in season 2 of Clone Wars, but I think he's meant to almost mirror Mando, because he's the bounty hunter with a companion. Like Kaibu is to Grogu what Kaibu is to Embo what Grogu is to Din. But I think they could have taken that further if that was what they were trying to do. It was kind of underdeveloped.
It's so okay, because I have like a section of this that I like really want to rant about, but it has to do with Din's development, and I don't know if I should say it now or if I should say it later, because it might
take. You can say it now. Go ahead. We can go out of order.
Well, just because I guess it kind of has to go with Embo a little bit. In my brain, there's in my brain I had 2 things that I thought that they might do, but this is like third one. I'll just say right now, like I feel like if they were going to try to do it like that, then Embo could have been a good reflection of Din, in terms of Din being a bounty hunter who turned to like helping towards a cause, versus Embo, who's like literally just in it for the credits. So it's like sometimes he's like doing okay stuff, but other times it's like, okay, you're helping the Hut Cartel, and I mean that's not in there. But anyway, this was like the main thing that I wanted to say. I can't stand the lack of Din development in this movie. I've been saying, Joe, I think I've been saying for like over a year now, being like, the main thing that I want from this movie is decent, permanent character development for Din, because he's quite frankly been like lobotomized and turned into like status quo man ever since like season 2 of the show, where anytime that they tried to do something relevant or like cool with him, it immediately got brought back. So it's like, oh, you know, he actually had good development to like stop hating droids, and then he just starts bullying the shit out of them in season 3. Oh, he got the N1 to like signify him like not being a bounty hunter anymore. Oh, he's got the Razor Crest back. Oh, he like said, you know, he like went against his religion to like say goodbye to Grogu. Oh, Grogu's back within 2 episodes, and he spends an entire season like, please, I need the cult. Please let me bathe in the waters. It's like, and just generally it feels like he's just become much more of like a plot device since and I can't stand it. He's gone from a character that I genuinely used to really like, and even rewatching season 1 the other day, I was like, dude, he's a cool character in season 1, dude. He's very compelling in season 1. And it's like also I would just say he has a lot more personality in season 1. He's a lot more like angry and impulsive, and like definitely has a lot more flaws in season 1. And I feel like so many character traits and so much development have just been eroded over time that it's like, I don't give a single fuck about this guy anymore. And I was begging the movie to do anything to change that. Just like literally do anything, give him some kind of arc and stick with it, and I will be happy. And I was telling Joe, if it like this movie does that, it'll be like mid at worst. You know what I mean? Like I like that's the main thing I'm looking for. And the thing is, it didn't even do that. So I'm like, no, this movie's like absolutely awful. But this is what I will say. This is what I thought that they were doing. Like, as I was watching, this is my thought process. The first half of the movie, what I thought that they were going to do is I thought that they were going to be maybe giving him an arc where he re-examines like his own I guess I would call like violent urges, or like his own relationship with violence, because in the early parts of the movie there's the whole thing where he's like he's like, oh, like I try to avoid violence, right?
Yeah.
And like when he's talking to Coin, and that stood out to me as like, okay, so this to me like very obviously seems like we are not supposed to like we're supposed to recognize this as something kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? Like this is like we've just watched him beat the fuck out of like a bunch of dudes, and like, yeah, I guess it was in self-defense, but like the appeal of the character is like, you know what I mean? Like he gets frequently advertised in a way that's very much like, oh, he's gonna beat up a bunch of dudes, like he's gonna hunt some bounties and shit like that. So I read that as either a very weird, like kind of tongue-in-cheek joke, or what I thought that they were going to do with that is that's something like, you know, when a character says something that it's like they genuinely mean it, but you're meant to look at that and be like, I don't think that's really right. That's how I took that scene originally. And then when he's talking to Rada, he's like, oh, violence. He says like
violence is a last resort.
It's a last resort.
Entertainment.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And so I thought where they were, and then after that, in the arena, he's forced to fight Rada, and then he has to like I'm pretty sure he has like the scythe like to the throat of Rada, and he's looking around the stadium, and they're all like, kill, 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 kill. And that scene actually kind of gave me chills, because I was thinking, oh, are they actually doing something cool with this? Like, are they actually like, okay, because I was like, okay, you could actually go somewhere with this, because then he yields after that, and I was like, okay, maybe they're actually doing something where he's like re-examining his own like place in the war, or I mean, it's not official war at this point, but you know what I mean, and his own like capacity for violence and all of that. And I thought that would have been a very interesting arc. The thing is that That then gets entirely dropped for the second half, and then he tries to obliterate, like literally atomize the faces of two Hutts who are begging for their lives.
Okay, but they did say, guess what?
It like literally like it would be so much better for him to like get them alive so that they could like help the New Republic, and he's about to atomize their faces purely because they saw his face. So clearly, and then he calls in a drone strike for literally no fucking reason to just like bomb a bunch of droids that he escaped from anyway, like to just nuke a bunch of like Hutt witnesses that also would have been useful for the New Republic. So if they were trying to do anything about like, oh no, it's a last resort, oh no, like any kind of like having him like explore that, it's awful. Genuinely, it makes him look like a hypocrite. It makes like it's very stagnant stuff at best, and absolute like inconsistent writing at worst. The
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you
I
go.
thought
You go.
more to say after that, but go ahead.
Honestly, I'm kind of happy they didn't do that. I think Din absolutely should have had an arc, but I kind of just don't love the concept of violence is not the answer, it's a last resort. Like, I kind of am imagining a scene of Din walking in with a pulse rifle, aiming it at the Hutts and being like...
When he's reloading it,
and then being like... puts the weapon down and says, I'm taking you guys in alive. I kind of would have cringed if they did that. And I, like, not cringed in the way where it's used on the internet, where, like, because people will overuse that word so much, but cringe in, like, it'll physically make you, like, I would have been like, what?
Yeah, Din Djarin walks in there and he's like, you know what? I'm bringing you in warm.
That would have been really corny. I don't know if I would have...
It would have been corny, but I think that if you're going to go and try to act like, oh, he's turned a new leaf and he's now working for the New Republic, and he's like, you're doing all of this stuff, like I don't really think that would have been... I mean, obviously I would have wanted good dialogue and good writing with it, but like I don't think that the concept would have been out of place, because especially if he didn't go through the whole thing of like trying to like get back with like the Mandalorians in season 3, because like Neza right here is saying like, yeah, he's a Mandalorian, like violence is his religion, and it's like, yeah, but like in season 2 he like went against the creed to say goodbye to Grogu, so this could have been an extension of that, where it's just like, okay, so in now, because again, that's the thing, is that he made the choice in season 2 to like take off his helmet and intentionally get exiled to say like goodbye to Grogu, and then in this movie he's still just willing to go out of his way to kill people to protect the honor of him having the helmet on. And not only is it so tired and played out by this point, but it's also just like they're not doing anything with it. It's the same dilemma as before. I think it's so awful, genuinely. But
on that, I think the reason he says like violence is a last resort, not a sport, and like I try to like save fighting for last and stuff like that, is because I think that some of the stuff in the movie is reminding the audience, who maybe only the part of what they're keeping in mind is audience members who have probably only seen the first season of Mandalorian or early that's just what they remember the most, where as soon as he sees the Razor Crest being pieced apart by Jawas, he brings out the illegal disintegrator war crime rifle and turns 4 of them into dust, without trying to talk to them. And then he climbs onto their car and throws them under the treads if they try to stop him from climbing onto their car.
Well, so I guess that, furthering my point, is that not exactly what he does with the Hutts later on?
He does that after they say, guess what, Din Djarin, when you die, we're going to find your son and torture him for 800 years. So
I feel like
I think he knows that that's not an empty threat from them, because these are they're the new Jabba.
Yeah, I feel like in that regard, like, here's the thing, Andrew, I'm not saying, well, first, I'm not saying I condone murder, and I'm also not saying that in this context, the arc is, if that's what they were trying to do, it wasn't good. I think in the context of the scene, murdering the Hutts was completely valid. like, not a good arc. However,
I don't think it's a good arc. I should say that.
No.
Yeah.
Murdering the Hutts after they threatened, we're gonna kill your son. Your son is dead. I think Din shooting them point blank. Probably not a bad idea.
So I guess this is my thing though, is that if you hand them over to the New Republic instead, don't you think that like the information that they could give would be much more valuable and also would help like aren't you also trying to like dismantle the current imperial regime that's also orphaning people?
True. Also, I do think that trying to play the fact that the Hutts and the Imps were working together is really stupid.
Yeah, but if that's what they're gonna go for.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. However, I think in a perfect world, the Hutts and the Imps should not have been working together because it doesn't make any sense to me.
I think that if they,
I think it was just Janu, honestly, that was working
No,
with
yeah,
them.
yeah, but
I don't think it was the Imps, the entire Shadow
I
Collective.
think if the twins wanted Rada dead and Janu had Rada, why didn't they just say like, can you please just like when he's sleeping, just shoot him in the head?
Because Janu doesn't want to. It's the same reason that Janu doesn't let Rada go the day before his final exhibition match thingy, his final like last hurrah, because he's only worth anything to Coin if he dies in front of everybody.
I guess.
If he just leaves and then Janu comes out and says, "Our champion retired," nobody in that arena cared about Rada. It is established. They want to see him kill things or they want to see him die.
That's a good point. I also think
so
like I just wish
that's
the
probably
twins...
why he was like, I can keep making money off of Rada if I tell him this is you're building up to your last match, and I'm making the twins happy because I'm killing him in his last match.
I think it just would have been more interesting if we knew about this twist early in the movie, because us finding out about it, correct me if I'm wrong, we find out about it at the end of the movie when Ward tells us, right?
Ward confirms it, but Din theorizes on it before. He says like the twins are probably feeding Coin information, or he says that was like something Rada said.
Okay, forget what I said, because I thought that was something they pulled out of their ass in like the last 2 minutes when Ward is like, "Oh yeah, the Hutts have been working with Janu." I thought that was the first time. I would have been. I'm not nearly as annoyed now as okay, that's not that bad. But we cut to the I think we're up to the estate now, and I think that this whole sequence should have just been cut. Like, I would have just think that Janu just should have been captured on in the city, like
in the arena or something. Have one of the monsters like grab onto him.
Yeah, just change some things where Rada decides to help Din willingly. Like, have the speeder chase instead of Din chasing Rada, it's Din and Rada chasing Janu. Then they capture Janu, and then they go back to Adelphi. You just saved like 20 minutes of the movie. And I think that you don't lose anything if you take everything away from the I think you don't lose anything if you just take off that entire like shore sequence. Like, do we?
That sequence sucked anyway.
I was excited for the Zeb hallway sequence, and I thought that they absolutely ruined it by intercutting it with Din's.
I agree with that.
I thought it was very, very lame.
I just don't like that in action movies in general, where they have to intercut two action sequences. Like, just have one at a time.
Daredevil,
this isn't a Star Wars issue; it's just an action movie issue.
Yeah, like Daredevil was doing the same thing. I remember, like, Daredevil Born Again in season 1. I remember them doing that, and me like not liking it. Like, it can be done well, but I would say I rarely like it. It has to be done like you have to really think about how you're doing it, and if you're just jumping back like every like 5 to 10 seconds, and not putting any thought into like how the shots like flow into one another, I don't like it. But
I did like the headshot sequence in the speeder chase. I thought that was pretty gnarly, where you
shot
him through the windshield and he gets like shot in the head. That was cool.
Because that stormtrooper like slowly falls over and then the whole speeder tips. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Still not worth the 20-minute sidebar. I think the only scene that you lose getting rid of that whole sequence is the cutaway sequence of Grogu sleeping on Rhoda's tummy. That's
Mhm.
like the only
Which
thing that you
could put that somewhere else in the movie. We
Yeah,
could find
literally you
something
can put
else.
that anywhere else. On the way back home, you
Yeah.
can just have Rhoda sleeping on you could just have Rhoda and Grogu sleeping together and just have a scene where Din is talking with Janu.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
yeah.
I
Oh.
also the scene where the troopers like ram the speeder into the Razor Crest, I
Yeah.
found to be really, really bizarre slapstick, and I didn't like
Yeah.
it at all. I found it so awkward and just it reminds me of like you know in like early Rebels season 3 when the one like scout trooper like jumps into I think that they jumped into the ghost and like
Oh
they're just
yeah,
holding them at gunpoint. They're like, "Oh, you didn't think that through, did you?" Like it reminded me of that, except like way worse.
Yeah.
It was weird
The
because I was expecting what the punch. This is not really the movie's fault. It was just something that I was expecting to happen. I thought what the joke is going to be when Din hits the throttle, the speeder's in the back, and then the Razor Crest is going to zoom off, and then the momentum is going to make the speeder fall backward, and then the stormtroopers fall. But
I
instead,
kept
it's like
expecting that
Rada's holding onto the speeder and he just beats the shit out of the stormtroopers one by one, and then pushes the speeder out.
Yeah, it was so awkward to me. I didn't like it.
I didn't love it. Like I didn't really love it either. And then the whole sequence of the Razor Crest flying in space wasn't like great. I
Mhm.
didn't
that
know
was
if that
weird
was the
'cause
whole
they
reason he
straight
brought
up
the Razor
brought
Crest.
in with sorry to cut anyone off.
No, it's okay.
The Ludwig Göransson, the score here was literally just the theme from IG-11's speeder chase from season 1. This is one of the issues I had with the score because I did like Ludwig's like original stuff and some of the usages, but I feel like he relies almost too heavily on the other themes at the old themes at times, which again you've got an entire sequence which is almost beat for beat the same track that they used in season 1. Like yeah, they remixed it a little bit, but
I will say I think this is the only sequence in the movie I would say that about. Like were there
this
any
was
other
the only-
times in the
this was the only one I think where it was a whole track, but
Yeah.
I feel like they went a little overboard with like the main Mando motif too. Like it's in like
Yeah.
almost every track in the scores got the main Mando theme motif incorporated in some way.
I would be
Yeah.
more mad about that if they didn't have new music too, because like you got Rada's theme, Embo got a new theme, you had the dubstep of the mercenary droids, which I thought were amazing. If it
Yeah.
wasn't like a ton of new stuff balanced out with the Mando theme, I wouldn't be as annoyed. But the IG-11 theme did get me very mad because I listened to the score before and I listened to the track and I heard it and I was like, "Oh my god, IG-11's gonna be in the movie." And I asked my friend, I did ask Eric beforehand, before I saw the movie. I said, "Is he in the movie?" And he said, "Joe, to thunk. It's just a reused track." And I was like, God, because it's
Damn.
IG-11's theme. It's not just the speeder chase theme. IG has a very specific motif of like it goes like dun 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 dun. They use that
Mhm.
because it's like it's meant to be matched up to IG-11 and like the sequences of IG whenever it flashes back to him it does the theme. But here it doesn't mean anything because IG's not in the scene and it has nothing to do with him. It was
Yeah,
very
I
weird.
think you even sent me a clip of like they use that theme when he sacrifices himself, right?
Yep.
Yeah, when he blows up in the lava river. So
Yeah.
it's not even just like his theme from the speeder chase. It's for him.
Also in season 3 they use it. When Din goes up to the statue, you hear it. It's like da na 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 na. Like you hear it, and then when they're rebuilding, then they will try rebuilding him. In later in that episode, you hear it again. So
Yeah.
that is like it's like undoubtedly the IG-11 theme. It's so weird. I don't really like that part of the track, but that's like my one criticism.
Yeah.
Then they go back.
I would say I
Mando
wasn't.
Oh,
Sorry. I would
No,
say I
you go,
wasn't
you go.
like blown away by the music, but I did like it. I think it's probably the best part of the movie.
Mm.
Like I don't think it was quite as good as everyone was saying it was, but I do think it's like it's like 80% as good as people are saying it is, in my opinion.
It was definitely a side gig for Ludwig, though. He's obviously pouring his heart and soul into the Odyssey right now.
I keep forgetting that he's gonna be in the Odyssey. Imagine if that movie is somehow worse than Mando and Grogu did.
I don't expect that.
I long for this reality just because I think it's funny when Christopher Nolan movies are bad.
I don't know, man, because
It's like stepping on a nail.
I don't want us to. I don't want us to go on a tangent about the Odyssey, but every little bit
yeah.
that I see about the Odyssey just makes me very nervous. Not like obviously, like people were mad about Lupita Nyong'o. That didn't bother me. What bothered me more was Travis Scott in the movie.
That's still so funny to me that's real.
Lupita's an actress, like that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with.
But like,
You can't be
what is
mad at that.
Travis Scott doing here? Go back to Fortnite, bro.
Travis Scott, and also I just hate him as a person because
Yeah.
like, people died at his concerts because he's a bad person.
And he posted that Instagram reel of him being like,
Where he
"Oh,
just-
it's so. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't. It's so sad that happened."
That was
I don't want to
funny.
get too off topic.
So we go back to Adelphi, and Din is like, the huts can burn in hell, and I went like,
That's
Oh,
gonna come
okay.
back to bite him in the ass.
is that the first time that we hear that phrase in Star Wars? We hear hell. Han is like, I'll see you in hell.
I'll see you in hell, or enough
is that
to
the first
blow
time we
us
hear
all
the phrase-
straight to hell
Oh,
when
yeah.
they're
Is that
talking about the
first time we hear the
coaxium.
phrase burn in hell?
This confirms that
Didn't
hell is a place of fire and gnashing of teeth.
didn't May say something similar in Acolyte, or was it like?
I need to rewatch that show.
I don't remember.
Wasn't it when she's like escaping from Soul? Doesn't she
May
say
says hell
something
to
like
Soul.
that? Am I misremembering?
Yeah, okay. Someone in chat
Yes.
confirms.
Okay. Someone said. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. It is a word, but the phrase specifically burn in hell. That's what was
Yeah.
like, oh, that was intense. So they go back to Navarro, and we see a very similar looking Cayuzo. And I totally sojacked when that happened. I literally went, and my mom turned. I saw it with my mom and her boyfriend, and they literally turned to me when I did that, and they made the Homelander face, of like him going like him like just doing the very disgusted. Like it was like really funny. Like just the way that like he just shows up, like you just see the back of his head, and I just went like, I just got excited when I saw him. Things showed up that I recognized, and I clapped.
Yes, I mean, I love him.
I laughed when Dave showed up and they left him on camera long enough for people to point.
Yeah.
We missed that scene. So before, when they bring Coin in, we see basically all the Adelphi Rangers, and Dave gets his own establishing shot.
They
Yeah.
leave it on screen long enough for people who recognize him to point and clap. Be
When
like,
when
my
he
God,
did that,
the Hat Man."
I out loud said, "Fucking hell!" Like I said it
The
like
Dave
that.
Filoni.
I was like, "Are you
Trapper
fucking
Wolf!
kidding me?"
Is there a Trapper Wolf Black series?
It's like, Dave, I know you wrote the movie, but you do not need your own establishing shot.
Did he
As
write the movie?
your-
I thought John wrote the movie.
They co-wrote
Dave
it.
and John, and there was a third writer credited as well.
Wait,
Yeah,
I'm
there
looking
were
this.
three
I
people.
don't not believe you guys, but I need to see it for myself because
Dave
it's
was
just like
also the second unit director.
Well, there is a Trapper Wolf Black series. Well, I guess I gotta
Nice.
buy it because he was in this movie.
Yeah,
I haven't-
it's not a very good one though, because it's on the old
No, it's-
X-Men body, which
You're
they-
right. It's hideous.
I totally bought the Colonel Ward and then just swapped out the head. It looks infinitely better.
They gave Ward a new body sculpt finally, didn't they?
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
that's why I
Finally.
bought it. Just because
It
the
took
old
them
X-Men-
13 years to finally make a new X-Wing body sculpt. They've been using the same one since the
Thanks.
very first Black Series wave in 2013.
Yeah.
They've been using the same X-Wing body since I was fucking 8 years old.
Oh, they did write it. I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
I stand corrected. But
This
basically,
movie needed three
we-
people to write it.
I do like that we got to see basically every Adelphi Ranger. We got to see, what's the word? We got to see Rick Famuyiwa as Jib Dodger. So he wrote, he directed basically most of Mando, as well as a couple. Deborah Chow, who directed Obi-Wan and also I think episodes 3 and 7 of Mando.
Yeah, of season 1. Doug
season
Chang
1.
Doug Chang was in there too.
Doug Chang, yeah, the I forgot what's his official title at Lucasfilm.
I have no idea.
Production designer or something. Production, I think so.
I know
I'm
he does
looking it
something important because I've
He-
seen his name plenty of times. So
He is the he's the production designer for Lucasfilm. So that was great to see him, and he had a wonderful mustache. And we also got to see no Lieutenant Reed from Book of Boba Fett, and no
that was the guy who was played by Luke's original body double, right?
Yes, yeah. We didn't get to see him, and we also didn't get to see Lieutenant Lander, who was the the Brendan Wayne one.
Oh yeah, well that's because
Which is fun.
That's because Brendan Wayne was in din suit for most of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, that would have been the easiest one to do. I was surprised. And also, we got to see, for a first time, Lee Isaac Chung, who directed, I believe, the 3rd episode of season 3 of Mando, and I think he directed an episode in Ahsoka somewhere. I'm gonna put money on episode 3 of Ahsoka.
Oh yeah, he did Twisters too. I liked that movie.
He's good director. So that was good to see.
He directed the one episode of Mando season 3 I actually liked. So.
Yeah, he
Is
did. He directed the best one.
Is he the Y-Wing pilot? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, he was the one that bombed the Hutt Palace.
The New Republic is actually Space Israel, guys.
The New Republic has a right to defend itself.
Now Hutta was promised to them 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
This is bad.
It was
We're going
promised to them by the Old Republic.
Dude, I have been cracking up at the Twitter jokes about it, dude. Like, I saw one today that was like,
so fun.
I saw one today that was like a picture of like Nal Hutta getting bombed, and it's just like Mon Mothma sends her regards.
You just see like Ward, yo, Senator Organa, this is Ward. I need 2 trillion credits.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that.
I need 2 trillion credits.
2 trillion credits to a Delphi base.
Dude, did I?
It's the,
Hold on.
it's
Did
the
I?
Hutts waking up.
Can I?
And they're
hold
like-
on. Can I send you one, Joe? I don't know if I sent you this already.
Oh no.
The memes and the shit posts talking smack about this movie on Twitter have honestly been the most
Yeah,
entertaining part.
Joe, can you pull this up on stream? This is killing me.
That good, huh?
Yeah.
It's really good.
No, I need to
I did not make this. I saw this on Twitter, but like,
Pull it
Oh
up,
my
I need to see
god.
the people need to see this.
This is like, I really hope the people making this, like these memes, did like the movie, because it makes it all the more funnier that it's made out of a place of love.
Yeah.
Right, let me present or invite image. All right, here we go. This is like the perfect picture.
Our day is coming.
Long live Mothman Neo. They spelled her name Mothman. Long live Mothman Neo
Mothman.
It's spelled wrong.
The autocorrect got a mid-meme.
Long
Our
live
days
Mothman Neo Republicanism.
This is like a perfect picture. It's like
This
perfect.
is like this is the plot of them. If you want to sell this movie to anyone, just if someone says, well, "Yo, why should I go see Mando and Grogu?" Is there a reason to go see it? Just send them.
Unlimited genocide
Oh.
upon Nahada.
Do not elaborate. Just send them this as a response, and just refuse to comment on it.
there was
That shit
another one I
is-
remember sending to Joe, and it was just like it was like a
The Toy Story thing.
it was like a picture of like Jabba's like death, and it was like, hold on. Yeah, it was like baby Hutts at the Hutt playground on Nal Hutta watching as Barack O'Mothma dispatches bombers over the city.
There was the one that was like the New Republic one Tong's Day in the Mandalorian and Grogu, and it was just the scene from Toy Story where
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
But Buzz, we missed the truck. We're not
We're not aiming for the truck.
and it just cuts to actual footage of that day. I'm not gonna say it because we're on stream, but you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mr. President.
That one is so
But-
funny.
So anyway, we go back to Navarro.
Yeah. So anyway,
So, Embo.
Wait, before we get that, we get Rada and Grogu playing in the ocean. That was very cute. I liked that.
Yes.
Oh, what up? What up,
N1 is
Luke?
alive. The N1 briefly appears in the movie.
We did actually get to see the N1. That was
In
cool.
the background of like 3 shots.
No, and this is one thing I thought was weird. IG and Grief Karga are not even mentioned.
We learned.
And I thought that was-
Wait, please, guys, come on, Dave, come on, John. I need. To
I
know what
thought for
happened.
sure the thing that we were going to get, like, for sure, was a tribute to Grief. I thought that was a very big missed opportunity. Like, just have Rada and Din like walking throughout the town, and they pass like a statue of Grief Karga, and Rada's like, "Oh, who's that?" And Din's like, "That's the former magistrate. He was a hero. You would have liked him." That's it. That's all you had to do.
Oh,
That would have been really
that'd be
sweet.
so clean.
Like, wouldn't have had to watch the show to understand it, and if you did watch the show, you would have been like, "Oh, Grief Karga died."
Yeah.
And if you
Or even
knew
if you were
Carl-
just a fan of Carl Weathers, like,
yeah,
you knew that he passed away.
yeah, it was just weird. Like, how did the Minecraft movie tribute Technoblade better than the Mandalorian tributed Carl Weathers?
That's because somebody on set wanted to tribute Technoblade.
I know, it was just weird. Like, just a very odd missed opportunity that I just don't even understand what the thought process behind that was. I guess they just didn't know whether to kill Grief off or not, which, like, you guys are only delaying the inevitable. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like,
You can only avoid the question for so long.
yeah.
Like, and
Are
I
we
don't
just
think
gonna
the-
not even, like, are we gonna just not have Grief in it anymore and just also not say if he's alive or dead? Like, what a weird choice.
Shit, they explained what happened to Cara Dune when they wrote her out, and they literally fired her. So
Yeah, like, you guys have no excuse. And then, what else? You got no IG-11, and I'm not gonna out anyone, because I don't want to do that, but I do have an outside source that told me that IG was supposed to be in the movie.
Damn,
Which...
John.
If
And
true, that's a big loss.
There was
I think he should have been in there.
apparently a ton of Navarro stuff that got cut.
Well, yeah,
Like-
it was in the movie for like 3 minutes
Yeah,
before they just
And
went
I'm
back to Nalhada.
I'm gonna assume that with that there may have been a Grief Karga scene, but I guess, like, technically it wouldn't have made sense.
The movie was greenlit shortly before Carl Weathers passed. So part of me
Yeah.
thinks that when they greenlit it, they intended to include him, but he
And
passed.
then-
Possibly.
He passed like 2 weeks after the film was officially announced.
Yeah, so, like, you guys would have time to rewritten it. I'm sure, like, the movie just started writing a script up.
Oh, no doubt about that. They
Yeah.
were debating whether or not to make the movie for months beforehand, allegedly.
Yeah, and also, if I doubt that Grief would have even played a big role in the movie. So if you needed to tweak it, you could have tweaked it. Like, I don't know. I guess, like, technically, if I want to play devil's advocate for the scene that I suggested, maybe it wouldn't have been a good idea for Rada to just be roaming the streets because, you know.
They're trying to lay low.
Yeah, but I don't know. You could have done something. We got to see the Inzellans.
Yes. They
Of
are.
all the characters, we get to see the Inzellans, I guess.
I know that they all have names. I'm not learning them. They're all I don't even care that their species is called the Anzellans. Whenever I tell people about them, I just call them Babu Fricks. And
Yeah,
they know exactly what I
One
mean.
of them's name is
I
Fang. I know that because I saw Funko at Barnes & Noble 2 hours ago.
I'm gonna be.
beautiful.
Am I a hypocrite for being conflicted on the Hugo Durant thing, but not conflicted on, like, I wish that one of the Inzellans was named Babu Frick?
I think it would be cool if one of them was just Babu Frick. But that's
Yeah.
because I fucking love Babu Frick. He's so
I know.
funny. Hey,
My mom
drive
likes him
memory
too.
go black.
I don't know, like, it's just such a, I don't know, like, it doesn't really matter, but I don't know, I just like the idea of one of those guys being Babu Frick. But
Yeah,
That they had a tiny ship. Like, why do the tiny people never get tiny ships? This was a nice thing to finally bring in.
that was actually really funny. That was
Yeah.
a very funny
I
gag
thought it
of
was
just
great. They have like they're suiting up, they're like putting on all their armor, and then they're walking towards their tiny ship like astronauts on on like a voyage. That was great.
that was great. I loved the idea of the Inzelans just having essentially a MIDI scale spaceship. That was like, what a wonderful little addition.
I love they did the Lego set of it that had a roof low enough to only fit micro figures inside.
What's
Mhm.
funny is the Inzelan, the Lego set is still way too big. Like, it's
Yeah.
way too big.
Absolutely. It's like $75. Like, it is not to scale at all.
It should be like 2 minifigs long, technically. Like, it's if anything, it should have been like $20, but then
Yeah.
you wouldn't have had an interior. I don't know. But back to the movie, Rada leaves, he gives Grogu his cookies, which I thought was sweet. And then Embo
Yes.
shows up and literally not demolishes the house. He breaks the roof open.
Din
And
did that,
then-
actually.
Din
Huh?
Din is the type of
He
guy
blew
where
up
if you're
his own-
breaking into his house, he will blow up his house to stop you from breaking in.
Yeah, Din planted a charge on the roof and then detonated, or on the
Yeah.
ceiling and then blew the roof. Like, Embo was just on the roof. Din knew he was on the roof, so he blew up his own roof.
Yeah. And we get to meet the new Anuba named Kaibu. And the thing is, this is something I wanted to talk about for a while. So I thought for sure they were going to just ignore the Aftermath books because they confirmed that the dog that what's the word that Embo had in Clone Wars, Marok, passed away. And I was like, okay, they're definitely just gonna ignore that, and they're just gonna have Marok just be in the movie. But
Yeah.
they actually got a new dog. Embo just got a new pet named
Yeah.
Kaibu. However, do you guys think it was because Dave knew that? Or do you think it's because it would have been very confusing if we had two Maroks right now? Because we had Marok the Inquisitor and Marok the dog. So do you think Dave did that to not confuse the Star Wars audience? Or do you think he did that to respect the canon?
It was
I think-
100%.
It's probably
The
both.
former.
The thing is, I highly doubt that the dog's name would have been said anyway, so I don't
He
think
didn't
that it
say
would have
it
been
in the movie at all.
confusing. Like
He does say Kaibu's name actually when
he did.
on Nalhutta when Kaibu almost sniffs out Grogu. It's filtered obviously, and he says it with his like alien accent, but he just says Kaibu, and he like waves his head over,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
then
I didn't
and then
catch
she
that.
walks over to him.
Yeah,
Okay.
he does say the name in the movie.
It's probably both then.
Yeah,
But
the
I
name was
doubt
revealed on-
anyone would have noticed him like specifically saying Marok in that case. We have two people. We have a 50-50 shot of people just not even noticing that his dog is named Marok, even
Yeah.
if he said it.
Good Han Marok.
Did people just like, oh, dude, that would have been really funny. Like, we're like, because yeah, I mean, I don't know who would have looked at that and been like Inquisitor Barak that just died.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
god! I think Embo's next dog should be named Luke Skywalker.
No. He's going to name his next Inquisitor the Crow after the other Inquisitor.
His dog Crow.
His dog, the crow.
He's going to name
naming
her
the bird naming the bird that got like shot at the estate Crow just for lore accuracy.
Oh, we didn't talk about the animal abuse.
Oh yeah,
We
a
said we were
bird got
gonna-
blown up. That was
That bird
crazy.
Yeah, that made me
Exploded.
flinch a little bit. Like I was like, I
don't even
wasn't
remember
expecting
that.
just because most of the time they cut away to random like shit like that, or it's just meant to be funny. So I didn't expect like a close up just to like kill it.
It literally
like,
exploded.
I thought he
into,
was
like,
laughing.
feathers too.
Yeah, he gets he explodes like a SpongeBob gag.
It's the one scene from the Ted show when Ted, like in the D&D game, explodes into like a bunch of stuffing. It's just the like, It was
I
so
think I've seen that clip. Yeah.
it was so crazy. I was so caught off guard. And I don't think it was meant to be a joke. It was just like I was like, "What? You guys like killed a bird, man." And I thought for sure that Zellum was gonna die in the one scene where
I thought,
Kaiba was
yeah.
trying to, but they didn't actually go there, which good. And Embo's ship is actually from the what's the word? The comics. It's from the Bad Batch book. It's called The Guillotine.
Hey, cool.
We should have
Which
got a
is-
Yeah,
weird
the
thing instead of the weird droid.
Wait, what'd
yeah.
you say?
We should have gotten the Lego set of the ship and not the weird droid mech thing.
Oh, but I like the big droid.
I
I
like
don't
the
think it's a
droid
good Lego set, or particularly good
I
Lego
would have
set. But
preferred the guillotine though, just because that ship does look cool.
but I do like the big droids.
In there.
Dude,
Grogu
I just
on set.
a Fondor, a frickin' TIE Avenger,
No,
the
never.
Remora from Bad Batch.
That show's
and-
not for babies. Okay, we're not gonna get anything.
and the
We didn't get
guillotine.
anything at all for the Acolyte. Andor got 3 whole sets, and one of them was a buildable droid. So
Yeah, please give me Konaka minifigure Lego, please.
I want my Stranger minifigure. I want my goat.
I mean, AV Figures makes a cool Stranger minifigure.
Ooh,
But
I'm too much of a
Uh,
kid for that.
yeah,
I do
okay.
like that Embo's ship is just his hat, but really big. I think that
Yeah,
takes
that's-
balls to just make your entire brand be your hat, but
Yeah.
he's making it work.
I wish
I
we could
love-
see him sled on his hat.
We didn't get to see that, but I kind of am happy they didn't do that because I think that would have been goofy in live action. It was
It worked
already
great
goofy
in
in
animation, but
There-
Tell me if I'm
There was I did love the part where Embo just lowers from his chair in the cockpit and just dramatically turns around and he's just like slouching in his chair. It looked
Yeah.
so funny.
he's in his
Um,
gamer chair and he gives Din the side eye.
And then he just tases Din because Din's asking him a ton of questions. He's like,
It's like, bro, shut the fuck up.
that was so uncalled. Like, I get that was the point; it was uncalled for, but
Yeah.
it was like, bro. I was like, I out loud said, "Oh my god," when he did that because that was like kind of messed. Like that was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But, then we cut back to Grogu who's suiting up, and we get to see the Mythosaur necklace from season 1, which is the first time we've seen it. That was
Mhm.
insane. We haven't seen that thing in 6 years. I
Yeah.
actually out loud went, "Whoa!" Like that was actually cool to see that necklace again. Because I thought we just forgot it existed. I guess Grogu's had it the whole time, so he had the little Mythosaur necklace on him, and he has a little dart launcher, which I'm happy he has, and then he packs up grenades, and then he goes off to Nal Hutta, and then we go to Nal Hutta, and the Hutts take off Din's helmet, and I knew-
Sorry.
I knew
I'll let you
going
finish.
I knew going into this movie it was only gonna be one scene because I had a friend. I'm not gonna out him, but I had a friend who worked on the movie, and I asked him beforehand. I said, "Does Din remove his helmet?" And he told me this back in 2025, like early 2025. He told me this. He said Din is captured by the Hutts. They remove his helmet, and he murders them because they see his face. And I say, does he have it off for more than once? He said he has it for one scene, and then that's it. And I'm like, okay.
Like,
And I think,
on set for 20 minutes and then forget about him again.
wait, what'd you say?
They only had the budget to pay Pedro to actually show up to set for one day.
Yeah,
Dude, it's so funny. They got him on set for one day, and we're just like, we're gonna drown you, bro.
Get in the
Yeah.
get in the water.
we got to see my wet boy, Pedro. So that was cool. But
It was cool to see wet Pedro. 6 out of 10.
My mom got mad though because she didn't know it was only one scene. I would have had a heart attack, and I would have been mad if I didn't know it was one scene, because my mom my mom got gypped because she only went to the movie for Pedro. No,
Mhm.
that's not true. She wanted to go to because she was excited, to be like, oh, a Star Wars movie, Joe will like it. But she said Pedro should have had it off for the rest of the movie, and I agree with
agree.
that. I think Din shouldn't have. If Din was gonna get it back, he should have gotten it back after the Hutts die,
Yeah.
or when he
That's
goes
fair.
in. I think that would have been a better. I think it would have been cool to have the entirety of the third act be Din with the helmet off. Like,
I would like that.
I think that would have been cool. I think it would have been really fun to see Din in like a state of vulnerability for that long. That would have been really cool.
Yes. I mean, especially because
5 minutes.
Yeah,
yeah,
more than
when Din is fighting the droid Gatra, he says like, "I'll hold him off." It took a second for me to realize that he was in pain that whole time. I was like, "Is he just like slacking right now, or no? He was
Yeah.
poisoned." Like I knew he got bit, and like I was just
Yeah.
like, "Well, it's not bleeding bad because this movie is for children," but like
the Hutts did say if you don't die, the poison will finish you off.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
That
That's
was a
true.
line when he was in the pit.
Yeah, but yeah, I it took a second for me to realize that he was like slowly succumbing to poison, and like not just that he was slacking or anything like that. So it would have been cool if we were seeing his face as he was going through that fight and like finding a place to hide and then falling unconscious.
Yeah, like
someone in the chat mentions why doesn't he ask Grogu to help him out? Grogu's healing isn't strong enough to cure the poison. The snake venom.
Yeah,
Well, so this is what kind of confused me on that. I didn't like the fact that he force healed even the wound because I just hate force healing in general. But why? The first time we ever see Grogu do force healing was for a poisonous wound on Grief Karga. And
it may have just been because it's a different animal.
Yeah, not all poisons are probably of equal potency. This big snake exists and is owned by the Hutts probably because it leads to a painful, quick death, and the poison is very strong.
Yeah, it may have just been different kind of poison. Technically, it was, because I know there's a difference between poison and venom, and Cara Dune specifically called the raptor in that scene a venomous one. I know technically on paper there's a difference between poison and venom.
Scientifically, I think the method of delivery is what's different. They're functionally the same thing, but a venomous animal and a poisonous animal are different. Venom is. I think technically the snake would have been venomous because the bite injects venom. But but they just say poison because layman's call it poison.
Yeah. I think that I agree with Andrew. The force healing was kind of lame, but however, it would have not made sense if Grogu didn't use it. That's something that he's had since season 1, which was when the show was very good. So I
like that Grogu sees that and his first instinct is to heal it.
It did happen very fast for me, but at the same time, Grogu's gotten stronger since season 1, so I'm fine with that. But I was like, oh, okay, we did it.
You can hold back an entire starship exploding at this point.
Wait, what'd you say?
He can hold back the flames from an exploding starship now, so...
Yeah. And to be fair, he has a training from Luke Skywalker. I'm totally okay with Grogu being strong, but it caught me off guard. I was like, whoa, that was a quick heal. But I did like Din fully accepting that he was gonna die, because I knew he wasn't going to, but I like the part where he just lays down and just fully accepts that he's gonna die. I thought that was kind of sad, even though I knew obviously it wasn't gonna happen. But now we get the scene that personally for me was probably my favorite in the movie. I think a lot of people that I've talked to have gone to this scene being their favorite. When I say what was your favorite scene, most people go to Grogu in the forest. Yeah. I really like just that. I am a sucker for wordless storytelling, and I just liked Grogu having to reconcile with the fact that he's truly alone now. Because in season 3, we did get moments of Grogu getting to like have his own independence. Like in the scene where Grogu's captured by that spider droid, he's able to go back to the ship. However, it's only for Bo-Katan to help him. Like he only does like the trip back to ask for help. He doesn't really do much on his own. And then at the end of the finale, he does fight the Praetorian Guards, but he loses immediately, and then Din has to help him. Like, this is probably the most fucked Grogu has been in any situation, where he's stranded on a planet, and he has willingly gone back. Like, he could have left if he wanted to, but obviously he's not going to leave his dad behind. But he is objectively screwed in this scenario, and he's alone. And I just really liked Grogu. Just no slapstick. Grogu just helping his own father, like making a little mud hut. Wait, what'd you say?
There was some slapstick when he built the little hut and tried to force put him in.
He did.
The helmet.
That did go on for a little too long, but I
thought it was funny. Yeah, I laughed.
The first time was funny. It did drag.
His boots are like staying out, and he has to cover them up.
I loved that part. I liked Grogu getting a little cane. They were obviously trying to mirror him becoming like a Yoda type figure where he's more mature. It wasn't subtle at all, but I still liked it. Like I was like, I get what they're going for, and it was a cute visual to see him walking. And we get to meet a like snake, like lizard-like character who is played by Stephen McKinley Henderson from Dune. That was really cool, and he was a very cool character, very random character inclusion, but I didn't know if he had to be in the movie because, like Andrew said, Grogu's bites can heal venom wounds, so they could have just, like, we essentially made that excuse for the movie. Like, if Din just took a while to heal, and also I would have been more happy if Grogu did more on his own, but I did like Embo showing up. I was a little confused at first because I thought that Embo was telling the guy that Din was poisoned so he can help. Because at first I was like confused, like, wait, is Embo trying to help them? I was like little.
Embo's looking for the body, I think.
Yeah. I did like and also that was the scene where I realized Embo was wearing no shirt. Absolute slut. But but I just realized then in that scene, it was like, he's not wearing a shirt, is he? It was just like the armor padding over it. But yeah. So Grogu is meditating, and then Din wakes up, and he turns and he goes, "Hey, kiddo." And I did really like that line.
Hey, kiddo. That was a very sweet scene.
Because one thing that does annoy me with Din, because this goes back to like what Andrew said, where Din has like no character development in this movie. Because while I do think this is a good Grogu movie, it is a bad Din Djarin movie. Grogu Din so rarely is like, what's the word?
Affectionate
Towards Grogu, and there are some scenes like in season 3. I like the
is affectionate towards son once, spends the next like season in a movie trying to undo it.
He does. Like, there are some scenes. I like the part in season 3 where he's training Grogu with the darts, and he's like, "Don't look at me, look at him." Like that's a very dad thing to say. I love that part, but like, I don't know, just something as simple as like calling him like pet names. Like, not literally like he's a pet, but like saying like, "You little womp rat," or like kiddo goes so far more than just kid. I think kid just felt so passive aggressive whenever he says it.
I also, sorry, I have a lot to say about this, but I didn't want to be like the guy interjecting when everyone else is like, "I like this scene," to be
no.
I
Andrew,
actually did not like.
Yeah.
So I kind of started to say this earlier, but my first thing during the first half of the movie that I thought that they were going to do with Din was the whole like violence thing that I was mentioning, and that definitely was not the case at all. And I don't think that Din's position on violence or whatever was very consistently written in the slightest. But towards the second half, what I started to think that they were trying to do with Din especially because this seemed to be how they were marketing it in the like trailers with the whole like, he's gonna live centuries beyond me. Like I'm not always gonna be around to protect him. Young protect the old, old protect the all of that. I thought that then I thought what they were trying to do was make it so that Din's entire arc was going to be essentially about coming to terms with the fact that obviously he's going to die, and that Grogu is going to live probably another like 850 years past him, and that essentially like through the course of this movie, Din, who's kind of naturally kind of like overprotective, is going to be put into a spot that like forces Grogu to like become a lot more independent, and it ultimately ends up with Din becoming a lot more comfortable and kind of like giving up control over Grogu and giving up more, like I would say becoming more at peace with his own mortality because he's now able to have faith in Grogu's independence.
It's that
And-
one scene from Invincible, but instead, it's like Grogu is like, I do love Din Djarin, but he's more like a pet to me.
I have two things I want to
A
mention here.
pet?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Firstly, this for whatever reason is what gave me or brought me to the realization that I'm pretty sure, like numerically speaking, I'm pretty sure Grogu is probably older than Din actually.
Yeah, he definitely is. Yeah.
My second
How old
point
is
is
Din meant to be at this? Well, I mean, how old is he meant to be in Mando season 1? Because obviously we don't. Timeline's kind of
I'm not entirely
vague.
sure, but his parents were killed during the Clone War, which was a 3-year
Yeah.
conflict.
Hold on.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
child during the Clone Wars.
He looked like he was between 8 and 12 at that point. So
Mhm.
that would have been no earlier than 19 BBY and no later than 19 BBY, no earlier than 22 BBY.
Does the,
And Grogu
does the
was
Mandalorian
20
visual
during
guide
Order
give this
66.
at all? I-
Give or take, because Grogu was born the same year as Anakin. So Grogu and Anakin would have been so Grogu would have been 22 during 19. So yeah, Grogu is definitely older than Din then.
Yeah. That's funny to think about.
His father is actually younger than him.
How do we know what planet Din was like from?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, the visual dictionary said it.
Yeah,
But wait. So no. I'm saying, how do we know that, but we don't know his birth date? Well, I mean,
It just
okay. I mean, I
doesn't
guess
say.
technically we don't know like Saw Gerrera's birth year either, technically. But I just find it weird that it's like I hadn't heard about Akvetina before today until like.
Yeah, that's the first time anybody has ever said whatever that name is.
Dude, Pablo, would it have been that difficult to just be like, yeah, he was born in like 29 BBY or something? Like, whatever.
Dog, I read that visual dictionary yesterday, and I was so angry, just in the corner of the Barnes & Noble, losing my mind like a mental patient who's going like on a schizophrenic episode.
I saw you posted some of the pictures on your story. The Mithril still doesn't have a name. The whole point of the visual dictionary is just to give names to these random glup shittos. And the Mithril was in 2 whole episodes in supporting roles. So,
dude, do you remember that we were like when we were doing the Valentine's Day stream, and we were like, dude, like, Frog Lady's gonna have a name in 2 months.
Yes.
Her name is
no.
She does.
She's
right?
not even a frog. I've talked about this. She's a gecko. Or a salamander. She's an amphibian, but she's not a frog. Calling her Frog Lady is just disrespectful at this point.
That's so funny.
That has upset me since I saw that first episode. I was like, please stop calling her Frog Lady.
Yeah.
I think that if like what Andrew was saying before of like basically Din has to learn that Grogu won't always be around.
Yeah.
I think that the arc should have been with the two of them learning to meet in the middle, because Grogu obviously is a kid and he's not gonna listen to his dad, because the whole movie Grogu is just not doing what Din asks him to do, because obviously like it can get old after a while, but Grogu is a kid, he's not gonna listen, and Din has to almost accept that like Grogu is fine on his own, and it's kind of like me bossing him around, even though I am his dad, isn't gonna get me anywhere. But at the same time, Grogu has to learn I have to be respectful and more independent, and that comes with listening to my dad, but also I have to learn to value my independence and work on my own. I feel like that should have been the arc of the movie, was them meeting
Yeah.
in the middle. And I
And
think,
again,
yeah,
sorry. I just
no, it's okay.
the thing that I was saying, I don't feel like what I was just saying, like I don't feel like that gets through to Din at all. Like I feel like it's
Yes.
very thin on Grogu's front as well, but I would say it's especially bad with Din because well, okay, because here's the thing. Sorry, everyone seems to really like this scene, and I genuinely feel bad. But everything from Din getting dropped uh in the pool thing, like after he tries to like kill the Hutts, like
Yeah.
everything from that moment to him waking up like with the hut with Grogu, I genuinely like loathed. I found it absolutely insufferable, and I was in the theater like, dude, move the fuck on. This is awful. Like, aside from the music, the music was like that's probably my favorite track in like the
Grogu's
score.
World.
like what was that?
Oh, the name of it is Grogu's World.
Yeah, see that was good. If in a better scene, I could have seen that track bringing me to tears. But I, first of all, I didn't like how the Amani thing was paced at all. The Amani felt very randomly thrown in there, and I was just like, okay, yay, like more, dude. This movie at
Oh yeah,
certain
they like
points,
he beats the Amani and then the dragon snake just comes out.
yeah, and it felt so weirdly paced and uneventful and weird. So many parts of this movie feel like a bad like Bad Batch episode, dude, with just like, oh wow, he's gonna fight a giant CGI monster instead of doing interesting character work. That's crazy. I thought that the fight with the snake went on for way too long. I thought that like, and then once we actually get out there, like I like this movie does have some good action scenes, like with the opening, and I somewhat liked the pit fight, and like there are some good action scenes in this. I actually quite liked the action scene before he meets with Coin, but I didn't like the lizard one at all, and I thought that like when the droid like Gatra was after him in the forest there, like I felt like that could have been played up so much more, but it just kind of felt like a regular action scene, and then him just being a bit slower from the poison. Like it didn't feel like there was like a ticking time clock, or that it was like I almost feel like how that should have felt was almost like K2's death from Rogue One, where it's like you like realize that he's fucked after a little bit, and he's just like trying to take out as many as he can before he goes down. Like I feel like that should have been kind of the vibe that gave off, because he's just trying to hold them off long enough. He knows that he's poisoned before that Grogu goes, but I don't get the weight of that like at all from that scene.
I
And
think they were too worried to make Din like essentially take on too many at a time, because if that would have happened, he would have gotten overwhelmed and then shot, and then he would have gotten even more wounds, which would
yeah,
have been repetitive. I think that was their issue. They could
yeah,
have. Yeah.
Sorry, I
That's not
didn't
me
like,
trying to defend it. I'm just saying like that's probably what was going through their heads while making it.
probably. And then like the fact also is that like what else? I don't know. I found it like I don't even know what Din thinks about droids anymore, dude, because I was like, if we're back to him hating them, I feel like him being hunted by the droid Gatra would be like ripe for like if there's going to be trauma from droids that comes out at all, it would be now, right? I thought he was over that, but then season 3 makes it seem like he's not. So now I'm kind of like, okay, what are we like if we're introducing that again as a thing that's part of his character, I I guess you know what I mean? Like I'm kind of like, okay, like if he's
I think if
over
you
that,
ignore chapter 22.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like because if you go off of season 1, I think that like he has a pretty good arc of being over that for the most part, and
Yeah.
doesn't really seem affected from memory. Again, it's been a little while for Mando season 2. I'm gonna do a rewatch again soon. But he wasn't super traumatized by like the dark droids or anything, was he? The dark
No.
troopers. Yeah.
Not
So
like because they were droids. It was just like he's getting his face smashed into a bunch of pipes by one of them, so they're
right.
scary.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I was just like I almost feel like the droid Gatra like would have been cooler to use as like something earlier, like in like in Mando somewhere, because I feel like that could have been, they could have used that in a way to like directly tie back, because it's literally like the remnants of, you know, the separatist droids that like traumatized him, you know what I mean? I mean, not all of them are B1s and B2s, but close enough.
I think
Yeah.
the only reason they're droids is to make the conflict of,
which are, sorry, the KX units are also mixed into the droid Gatras, which are from the Mandalorian Purge. So like it kind of would have been cool. I don't know, but anyway, keep going. Sorry.
I think that the only reason they're droids is because it makes the conflict of "you saw my face, you have to die" more easy, because the
Yeah.
droids just don't count, so you don't
Yeah.
have to worry about killing all the droids.
Yeah,
But
probably.
yeah,
And then I would say, and then once we get to the actual like,
I will say that wait, that does, if that's true, it does carry the development Din has with IG-11, because that only matters now. That rule only matters now, the exception, because of the scene with IG where he's like, "No living thing has seen my face," and IG goes, "But I'm not a living thing."
mhm.
Yeah.
So that technically does maintain some development for him.
well,
The very backhanded racism of, "You guys aren't living things, so it's okay."
yeah.
So the
well,
creed doesn't count you.
Creed feels very well. Okay, because also forgive me if this is something I'm misremembering, because this was something that I was like, I don't think that this is how it was stated in season 1. Forgive me if I'm mixing something up from season 2, season 3. I have seen those. It's just been a few years.
Mhm.
But like, was the creed ever directly stated as this can be nullified as long as I kill everyone who saw it?
Okay,
The creed
So-
really seemed to change
Hold on.
every other
I
week. at this
recognize
point.
that they did technically do that in the penultimate episode of season 2, and they just nuked the whole facility. But like, I didn't
Yeah.
but I didn't think that was specifically, oh, like I'm killing them because they saw my face. I thought it was I'm killing them because they just threatened to use the Rhydonium to just do another Operation Cinder. So
Okay, so Matias and I actually talked about this before the stream started. We didn't think of that as an actual rule, more so like well, no one's gonna know that you saw my face if it doesn't leave the room.
here's
So
my
I'll just-
thing. Is
yeah.
in season 2, like I don't think Bo-Katan or like anyone else in there would care either. The only reason he gets found out is because of his own brutal honesty.
Yeah,
toward-
he confesses to it. I don't think he would lie about it, but I also don't think it's worth making as big a deal out of it now, because the living waters of Mandalore are actively accessible. The planet isn't actually cursed or radioactive. The waters aren't crystallized. We just fucking live there now. So he literally just has to go there, take a dip, and then come back
Yeah.
out. So
I
making
guess,
it into a plot point would
is
have
why,
zero
like,
weight.
can't stand season 3 of Mando, dude. Like they just throw out like literally everything good about this, because you see how we're now trapped in like this really weird like paradoxical loop where it's like, oh, like he does still care about keeping his helmet on,
Mm-hmm.
but he's going to invent new rules to make it so that people can actually see him without it, but then he's still going to try to kill them. But even if he doesn't kill them, it doesn't really matter, because now he can just take another bath. And
Also,
he's-
Migs Mayfeld
Oh.
doesn't get killed, even though he saw his face.
Didn't
yeah,
I guess
oh, yeah.
that,
wasn't Embo in the room
yeah.
when he took the
Well,
helmet when he
well-
took his helmet off in the palace? Embo was there too, and he didn't kill Embo.
I
No,
I
Embo left
believe
the
Embo
room.
leaves.
Yeah,
Embo
I
drops
think
him off
technically Embo
and
left.
then walks away.
I just find it weird. I feel like we're doing like half measures and like goal shifting now, just so we
It
can
does feel like a
the-
goalpost shift.
yeah, just so we can keep the iconography of like, oh, he never takes his helmet off, and so that we don't have to pay Pedro Pascal to be on set all the time. But they
Probably.
don't want to do any of the actual like legwork into turning this into like an arc, or like actually defining like what this means for him anymore. Like it feels more like an aesthetic choice for like Facebook moms to like be like, yeah, I watched like 2 episodes of the show, I know him, like
Yeah.
rather than like
It's so
the
weird.
actual gigantic weight that like lore should have. But I
It's
guess
so fun. Like,
It's-
if it's for
okay.
marketability, that's stupid. Because Bo-Katan and Boba Fett take off their helmets all the time, and they're still popular.
Yeah,
Everyone
and Boba
likes
Fett's
them.
the most marketable character of all time in Star Wars.
I would say it's more about Pedro's like availability at this point, and it's just, dude, I don't know, dude. I'm kind of like, if you can't get your actor on set and like actually like for this kind of thing, like this is kind of like crucial, like 101 things. Like if you need to actively like bury your character in like awful stagnant writing just because you can't get your actor on set, just like stop having them appear. Like genuinely, I would have much rather had Din never ever appear again after season 2 than whatever the fuck's happened to him since. Like,
I worry actually that not only do they not plan to have Din leave the Creed, but that it might actually just be too late to have Din leaving the Creed be a
Oh,
plot point.
it's way too late
because
at this point because they've
Yeah.
made it so that they haven't given him any reason to want to leave now, because now we've introduced all these weird technicalities and these like
Mhm.
self-justifications to himself, and now he can also basically just be like anytime that there's like, okay, because he can literally just take his helmet off and like kiss Grogu goodnight and then put it back on and be like, okay, I'm gonna go take a bath tomorrow. Like
Yeah,
there's
gonna
no,
take a dip.
like there's
I guess they can make a point out of it. Like, maybe they can be like, okay, at this point, what purpose do the living waters serve? Like, what if this were the point of the story where it's like, okay, at what point does this rule have any function? And I would even go as far to say, like, I don't even think the armorer cares. Because she's okay with Bo-Katan. Like,
She's
think-
chill with the other Mandalorians now.
yeah. What if this were the point of the story where Din now feels as if it's not because of validation for others that he craves, it's his own validation because he's basically been it's basically been programmed into him since he was a child, and it's the only way he feels he can live, and it's the only life that he knows, and basically getting outside of that comfort zone scares him because he, like, essentially the helmet is his shield. I remember back when Skeleton Crew came out and they did this thing with KB where she would always flip her visor up, like she would flip it down whenever she felt scared. It was like a shield basically. Like, it was a cool little quirk that she had. It made me really like her. Like, what if they did that with Din? Like, the helmet is literally his shield, and it's not, at this point in the story, it's not because he's afraid of what others are going to think, it's what he thinks of himself.
I think that would have been an interesting thing for them to have done in season 3 and
Yes.
basically make it so that there's no way for him to ever actually rejoin it, but he still wears the helmet regardless. And so therefore, instead of him being like, how can I atone? How can I atone? And then being like, oh, you just got to like go back to the planet and bathe in the waters, that he's instead like basically forced to reckon with the fact that like he chose his son over his religious ways, but he's now having to like reckon with the fact that he's never going to be welcome back, and yet he still wears the helmet even though like there's no practical purpose and there's no like, well, I mean armor, but you like
Yeah,
there's no
but
Armor
deeper
and
meaning
X-ray
to it.
vision. So, like,
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
deeper
there's-
meaning to it anymore, and he now has to like slowly like it's then kind of a deconstruction, like the mask now kind of becomes almost like a Kylo type thing,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
he's keeping it on for like his own like safety and comfort, and it's like I think that like, and then you because the thing is like him removing it for Grogu was very clearly a hard thing for him. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying he can't have like complicated feelings about that or even some like kinds of like regrets and stuff like that. I'm just saying I don't think that he should have the move shouldn't have been to bring him entirely back to that. I think that he should have been kind of like left on his own to float a bit, you know, and
right.
And then
find his purpose beyond the Creed and beyond Grogu. Before
And
they
then-
Yeah.
and then maybe if he like joins back up with the other Mandalorians and helps them like form like, you know, the helmet wearers and the non-helmet wearers, like after he's kind of seen enlightenment as now part of both, like you could have done something like that after like season 3 for what I just mentioned before, and then season 4 for like the unification of those. I don't know, just spitballing, but like
Yeah,
I don't
think-
know if I agree
yeah.
with your mentality that like it's beyond repair. I do think they still have time to do it, but
I'm
it's
just tired of it at this point.
I'm tired of it too, but I think once they actually get to it, I really hope by Heir to the Empire he just loses the helmet. Like, I've been dying for him to just lose it, and it's like basically like you've had so many chances to get rid of it,
Yeah.
and now that choice will be taken away by force. I think that's cool, but
Yeah.
they need
Have
they
Moff
need to do
Gideon
that.
Crush that shit like the dark saber.
I think
They
that's
need, well,
all
that's
they
what I did in
want.
my that's what they should do. I think it would be so much better if because for one, Moff Gideon should have done it, man. But if
Why
if
wasn't
you have
he
to
the
do
villain
the
of this movie, dude? Why did they why like whatever? Like instead we're stuck with Janu Coin and like two unnamed possibly AI Hut twins instead of Moff
Possibly
Gideon,
AI.
dude. Like never has a Star Wars film had less aura in their villains.
what
You
But-
just said that in a movie that has Embo? Embo aura farms mid-fight with Din. Like, he
Embo
takes
was in
time
it for,
out
like,
of sword fighting to lower his hat and rise slowly.
I mean,
he
I will
throws
agree that
the fight
Janu
to
I will
farm
agree that
aura.
Janu has no aura, and so
Yes,
do the
yeah, I think
twins,
so.
but Embo has aura. Embo's got the aura.
Embo's in the movie for like 3 minutes. The twins
And
get
they
it
were
more than-
three
it depends, dude.
You know
Which
how much
movie's
aura he
better
can
on
farm
the
in just 10
which
minutes?
movie's better on the villain front, this or Solo?
Solo. Dryden.
I mean,
Mm.
Dryden is only in it for like also 3
I
minutes.
love Solo. I love Solo a ton. Solo's villains are whack and ass. Like
Dryden is severely underused. I don't think you can say the Mandalorian and Grogu has bad villains and then turn around and be like, Dryden Voss was good.
but
Like,
Dryden Voss is fire. I mean,
don't
if that
hate
is your
Dryden
opinion,
was a
Voss.
great
I think
twist,
that's
though.
valid.
Beckett was a great twist villain.
I think so. I think Beckett is great as a twist. He's not the twist villain. He's just a twist problem.
I did like. I mean, I like.
Because I don't think he's a
Maul's
villain.
45 seconds of screen time were dope.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So
So-
I agree with everything you said about Din.
well,
I think Din was completely a blank slate, and I wish that they did so much more with him because they had opportunities. If it were me, I would have had Din losing the helmet, and the Putts are basically holding it hostage, and
Yeah.
that's another incentive for Din to break back into the palace. It's rescue Rada and get my helmet back, and
yeah.
maybe when he basically holds them at gunpoint, he's like, "Give me the helmet, like give it back to me," and the twins can either. They could give it to him or throw it in the pit. And then or they destroy it and Din is forced to go back. And it's kind of like Din's free. And I think that would have been a great way to leave off. Like, Din is now without a helmet and Din doesn't know what to do, but it's okay because he has his son. And it's like, we're gonna.
Yes.
The movie can
Because-
end with them being like, I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I got you. And that was important. And the movie ends with them riding off into the sunset, and it's almost like a very bittersweet ending because Din lost his identity, but it's like whatever happens next, they're gonna be together. I think that would have been a really great way of leaving the movie off because it's very open ended, but also
Yeah.
it gives you the promise of things are now going to change.
Mhm.
Solid. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
And just with that, Brendan Wayne's paycheck is gone, reduced to atoms.
No, we got him fired.
Poor
But
Brendan Wayne, dude.
We
I think that
So-
sounds like, I mean, that would be better than this because I guess the only other thing I wanted to say, I was kind of trying to, or actually, sorry, if anyone else wants to say anything on what Joe just said, because I was just going to go back to the Grogu scene real quick.
Oh, no,
no.
you can.
Go for it.
I was gonna say, once we got to the actual again, I don't like the force healing, and then I couldn't I don't know, dude. There was a lot of weird tonal stuff in there. I didn't like the bug joke when they were all crawling on Din. I really didn't like
The bug thing was weird because I thought it was at first Grogu was doing that to make Din warm. I was like, is that Grogu doing that, or was it just bugs? It was a weird scene.
Those bugs
just
wanted to kill him.
baffled by
him
so
real
many
bad.
scenes in this movie. Yeah, and then I didn't like the hut like thing with him like sliding him back in, because it was like, okay, if you did it once, fine, but he keeps doing it like again. Like sometimes they just have Grogu do things that are so like incompetent and like not even just like haha funny incompetent, but sometimes like almost dangerously or like genuinely hurting people incompetent, and it's just like brushed off. Like Frog Lady's eggs, like Grogu almost like nukes the entire cast of this movie on the desert planet because he just won't listen to Din being like, no, don't do that. And so he intentionally hits the switches that have the safety on them. And the thing is, we know that Grogu can understand at least general conversation, because all throughout season 3, he had the annoying IG mech where he was just spamming no and yes. So, like, I think that at the bare minimum, even if it was like an accident the first time that he hit that, like Din being like, no, don't do that, hit something else, and he still does it a second time. I'm
He's
like, what
a
the fuck are we
baby.
doing here?
He's just not gonna listen to his dad.
And that's
You
survived.
listen, Matias.
and that's
He-
like, and
he-
that's why this falls flat for me in terms of like it being like Grogu's like independence or whatever, or like the idea of Din like trusting him more, because I don't think that this movie's done anything to like really prove that that should be the case, because even halfway through he's almost blowing up Din because he's just not listening to him. And
That's
then,
why I would have cut the entirety of that short arc. 'cause
Yeah,
it just
I
actively damages
think
everything.
ultimately that just comes down to that scene being really fucking stupid.
really out of
Because
place
at the
and
beginning of
weird.
the movie, Grogu's on his own in an Imperial complex, and he's basically fine. He
Yeah, I mean,
kills
I
that
still-
probe droid, or that not probe droid, little mouse droid, easy. He hides when he's in danger. The whole Grogu montage of him being alone serves to
Yeah,
show
like,
that he can function independently.
I could see at least some kind of through line if they cut out that weird estate chase scene. But the
Yeah.
other thing I was gonna say is that like, I didn't like the fish guy at all. I thought that he was really like weirdly thrown in there and odd.
Yeah.
And it felt like, dude, I don't know. It felt like they
By
were almost
fish guy, you
trying
mean
to
the guy, or you mean the like the swamp, like?
yeah,
The guy
like,
with
are
the
you
fish.
scared? Like
Oh,
that
okay,
guy.
yeah.
I didn't.
Mhm.
I don't know, dude. It felt like they were trying to do something almost like you know the two techs who are in who like keep it so that Mothma's like speech can keep going, and like how like that kind of
Yeah.
character is just meant to be like, oh, like how like the common, like even like the tiniest like everyday person can like help out. Like it kind of felt like they were trying to do that, but in a very, very obviously low stakes, but also very, very clunky, like weird way. And then Embo just shows up for the scene and then just leaves. And I found it so awkward and weird and oddly paced. And then I think the biggest insult to it is that after Din is like back, it's treated so incredibly just like casually. Like there's no like emotion behind it. Like he just like shows up in like the very back of the frame just to be like, hey kid, like, and he doesn't even say thanks. He doesn't like he's not affectionate at all. He doesn't even really try to like hold him or anything like that, or
I would
like
have.
compliment.
Din hasn't hugged him.
What was that?
Din hasn't hugged Grogu in the
in
3
like
seasons
forever,
in one movie.
dude. It's so
He
weird.
didn't.
And
The Boba Fett
like,
show, though.
it genuinely
He does,
feels-
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was, but that's what I mean. Like, you'd think that it would be something like that, but it's not. He shows up and does like a "Hey guys, it's me, Charlie," like it just in like the back of the frame, and it's so, dude. You know what it reminded me of? Do you know in the Suicide Squad when like they're camping outside and Polka Dot Man intentionally goes into the woods to like get rid
To
of his like polka
to
dots?
pee his dots out.
Yes, that's what it reminded me of. It like, but the difference is that like that he's intentionally hiding in that scene. Like Din is just in the back of the. It's so weird and so
I
like
don't know.
casual and just like Din's basically just like, "Yep, this is the way, fire," like as if it's like expected or just like a normal day. And that's the other thing where it's just like, okay, so if this is meant to be some big moment that lets Din like trust him more, or that's like meant to define Grogu's like independence, like without Din, you'd think that Din would react to it. You'd think that Din would have some kind of like some meaningful thing to say towards Grogu, but it's just treated as just another day. Like, okay, cool, let's go. And
I don't know. I think
think-
Din's line where he says the old protect the young and then the young protect the old. This is the way. That's a part of the creed we haven't heard before. But the fact that he is still a religious zealot. I hate that he's still a religious zealot, but him citing his scripture, for lack of a better word, him citing the creed to Grogu is meaningful to him.
I guess
I think
I
just
guess,
acknowledgement
I
of
would've-
like,
I
I'm
would
so
have been
proud of
okay if
you.
they had just I think that's the thing, is that Din and Grogu feel so
They feel like
lifeless
coworkers
to me a lot of the time. Like, it doesn't feel it feels like you're told that they care about each other, but ever since like Book of Boba Fett at the absolute latest, I don't really feel it that much. Like, they're just not affectionate at all. It doesn't feel like I don't know, dude. Like, this movie, it feels like it's running through the motions of what it technically should be, but there's no tenderness, and there's nothing. Not saying that again, obviously, you can have a dad that's more gruff or not as emotional, but still loves you, whatnot. I'm not saying otherwise. I have family members that are like that, and I love them to death. That's not saying otherwise, but I guess I think that sometimes they put so much of an emphasis on Din being so stoic and badass or whatnot, that he doesn't feel like a well-rounded character, and B, because here's the thing, dude. Din can be emotional. There's so many scenes in season 1 where you can tell exactly what he's thinking behind the mask. The scene where he decides to go and get Grogu in season 1 episode 3 is one of my favorite things from the entire Mandoverse. And I also, when the woman in episode 4 of season 1 is hey, you can stay here, wouldn't that be nice? And you hear his voice crack, and he's like,
it would.
I love that moment for him. And you don't get anything even remotely like that, even though he was just at the verge of death, and his adopted son just had to go into the woods of Nal Hutta and provide for him for seemingly days, maybe a week, something like that.
At least a couple days.
I that's what I mean, where it's it feels like there's such a major disconnect that makes me just not able to have any kind of emotion towards these characters anymore, and it sucks.
I do get the sense that Grogu loved Din, but I don't get the sense that Din likes Grogu. It just felt like he thinks he's a coworker.
Dude, sorry. Yes, go ahead. I was gonna say one other thing on that, and I didn't even really notice this first time around, but people started pointing it out, and I was like, that is weird. He treats Grogu kind of pet-like a few times in this movie. Has he ever said heel before in this movie? Before this movie? There were a few times where he was
oh wait,
heel,
yeah.
heel.
He does say that.
no,
I have heard parents say that to kids that they can't control. It's not exclusive to
Really?
dogs. I actually have owned 2 dogs, and I never said it to my dogs.
haven't-
And I live in Utah, for context, where everybody's a terrible parent.
Interesting.
Because they have
okay.
too many kids too early. I've heard parents say heel to their kids, because I've been friends with families who have 4 kids by the time they're 23.
Okay. That's not okay. So that's not as weird. Because all right.
Okay.
But
it just kind of I was anyway. I just
there.
I just, to put a bow in it, I guess I would say he feels too formal a lot of the time, in
Yeah.
a way that makes me it doesn't feel warm, or how I don't know, even just comparing it to I would say even comparing it to Hunter and Omega, and Hunter's
my
obviously
God.
meant to be very battle worn and whatnot, but I feel that gets across a lot better. And obviously the dynamic's inherently going to be different because Grogu doesn't speak, but I think even just the vibes and the warmth of the relationship and whatnot, I think that Bad Batch handles that a lot better, and I'm not even really that much of a Bad Batch dude. So
You're
Yeah,
a
I
kid,
like Bad
Omega.
Batch.
You'll always will be.
yeah,
I like Bad Batch.
Just
Anyway.
something like that of just Din just saying, I'm so proud of you right now. Like, just that would have like it wouldn't have been like deep writing. Would have just
It just
shown
would've
how
been
much.
nice.
That's why I genuinely think, because of the way that Din Djarin is currently characterized, that he is still a child of the Watch, and he is still upholding the creed in his life. Him citing the creed to Grogu is him saying thank you. I have family members who are religious. I'm not religious, but religious people tend to think that saying like bless you means something. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that him citing the creed to Grogu is him thanking Grogu.
That's a good point. I like that. I will say I
Yeah.
loved the little scenes of Grogu taking care of Din, like when he's actually like being tender with him. Like
I like that he
I
uses the cookie container to hold fresh water.
that was so
I think
cute.
that's
I like
cute.
that he had a little canteen too. That was really sweet. I like that he respects Din's oath to the creed. Like he can very easily take the helmet off if he wanted to, but him just lifting the helmet up a bit to put the water in, like that was really cute. Like I loved that. And I liked the part where he just cuddles up to Din and just like wraps his hand around him and just
Yeah.
like slowly nods off to bed. Like that was just I think that was what cemented to me that like Grogu does love Din. Like he really does.
That was so sweet.
I just wish that the feeling came off as mutual because it
I can
Yeah.
agree with that. I think that Din should hug his son. All right?
yeah.
Jon Favreau, my hot take is that Din should hug his son.
I don't know, man. It just was weird. Like
The last time we really saw Din be tender with Grogu was what? When they reunited in Book of Boba Fett, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like genuinely happy to see Grogu again.
yeah,
The only time he's ever hugged his son, guys.
it was weird.
Wasn't
Also,
even in his own show.
it was
Yeah.
just a weird moment. And yeah, so they reunite. They find the ship that I presumably crashed, and
Yeah,
they use that.
Embo is so disrespectful. Why did he?
That
He didn't
was.
need to crash that ship. Okay, it was a nice ship.
They decide that also the footman droid, had just I guess a bunch of pulse rifles in his closet.
Yeah, that
Which
was
is-
so awkward.
He keeps
Why-
that thing on him.
I don't know
I
why.
assume this droid is a bounty hunter contact, is what I assumed.
I don't know why it had to be a pulse rifle. I wish it
Yeah.
was just a machine gun or something. Because Din had a DLT-19 for some reason in one shot, and then he just lost
Mhm.
it, and then he goes back
Yeah.
to the pulse rifle. Like, it would have
He-
been cool if he just, like, channeled his inner Paz Vizsla and just did just a... Like, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
Like, I would have really loved that. But,
Get out like
that
the
being
Tea
said,
Party.
Oh, wait, what was that?
Nothing. No.
Oh, no.
no.
I didn't mean to
Throw
interrupt
away
you, I'm
comment
sorry.
about a classification of blaster.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The reason that he needed an Amban phase pulse rifle is because if he made it to the huts with a blaster rifle, he wouldn't have had to reload it and could have shot them immediately.
Yes.
Which gives
I don't know.
Embo time to walk to interrupt them getting shot.
I guess.
It's too
We-
convenient, guys. We can't have. we can't
Also,
have
because
massive
him
conversations.
disintegrating stuff with a pulse rifle is cool.
I guess.
Uh,
But then, like, I don't know, give him a rocket launcher.
I like when he shoots the big robot with the laser gun that disintegrates the big robot's head. That was
We're
pretty
gonna
cool.
get to the robots. I have a lot to say about the robots. The basically also, so they break into the palace, they fuck up all the mini droids, and then
Yep.
they activate the guard droids, which are stop motion effects, and they looked really cool.
I loved
thought
the stop motion animation. I love that they're upscaled versions of existing droids.
Yeah.
One of them is a big B2, and then the other one is a big, like, I don't know what kind of droid they're called. They have like the cone-shaped head. I believe they appear in Clone Wars. Maybe it was
Vizago
Rebels.
had them.
Vizago has them. That's right. Yep.
Oh, those guys. Yeah.
That was really cool. And yeah,
Mhm.
I love Grogu like breaking into one and like destroying it from the inside. That was really cool.
Ripping all the wires.
That was
Mhm.
fun. And then Yeah, and I love their theme song. It reminded me a lot of the Dark Trooper theme, but a little more edgy. It felt like
Yeah.
these guys are meaner than Dark Troopers. That was cool. And they both destroy them, and Din just walks into the room, and he just unloads the gun, and he recocks it, and he just aims it right at the Hutts.
Yeah.
And I will say, the
And he
scene,
doesn't want Grogu to see. He says, Grogu, go help Rada. And because he's about to disintegrate these Hutts' heads.
I think that scene would have been so much more powerful if it was Din going in without the helmet and just him just like demanding that he get it back. I think that would have been so much cooler. And we get the fight with Embo, and I will say, I think it's really impressive that whether it was Latif or Brendan, I forget who does the fights,
Latif does the fights.
Latif does the fights. Okay. It is really impressive that they're basically working with nothing. Because Embo does have a stunt performer, but it's very, like, I think he's scaled down a little bit because Embo's taller. And, like, it reminds me a lot of Attack of the Clones, where the Count Dooku stunt double has to basically work with nothing for Yoda. And I think the fight scene actually looks really cool. Like, the Embo versus Din looked great. I liked Grogu beating Kaibu by just making him go to sleep. I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
I loved Rada being more protective than Din is of Grogu. Like, Rada lost his mind when he thought Grogu was gonna get hurt. Like,
2v1s is the twins. His body a Hutt fight was not on my bingo card for this movie.
I never thought I would see that. That was actually like something that made me go, okay. And the twins like were fairly agile. Like I was like very surprised by that.
They are able to move around and like roll into each. I think it's cool that Hutts, when they're fighting, roll into each other and roll into whatever they're fighting against. I think that's funny.
It was a very fun fight. Like I was enjoying myself. And then all the bad guys conveniently fall into a pit, which I did think was very corny. I was like, okay. Like the fact that Embo and the dog fell in, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like
and I do. Kaibu wakes up to jump into the pit just in time.
Yeah, and Embo just chicken shits out of there, which I thought was funny. The Hutts are like,
Bounty Hunter, save us! And he's just like, fuck this shit, bro. I don't get paid enough for this.
I do like how Embo just left. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's in character.
I was so worried Embo was gonna die. I was like, they're gonna Cad Bane him.
Oh yeah, me too. I thought he was cooked. I thought they were gonna pull Cad Bane on him.
He's like,
I was so ready to like watch the light leave his poor eyes, but thank God they didn't do that. Embo lives to fight another day, and
he can work with the New Republic next time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time.
He can work with the New Republic next time. Let's let a bounty hunter other than Din be a good guy for once, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the Hutts fucking die. They get eaten alive.
They get like, I love that when the second one gets eaten, you can still see the lump in the neck of the snake.
That was cool.
That was hilarious though.
Yeah, that was great. And then Din, Rada, and Grogu escape, and the Anzellans say that they got help. And everyone from the New Republic shows up, including Carson Teva, which was so good to see.
Praise be!
It was like, where the fuck were you the rest of the movie, bro?
I was so happy to see Carson Teva.
Okay?
That was great. That was just such a good cameo, and it just felt so fulfilling to see the Republic do stuff. Like, I thought the scene in Skeleton Crew was cool, with them saving At-Atten, but this was, like, just somehow even cooler. Like, it may be, like, my favorite New Republic
guys.
Oh, yeah.
Our lovely meme on screen comes back into play.
Yeah. Somebody asked, in the chat earlier, if it was them just nuking a Hutt apartment building. No, that is not them. It is actually the Hutt cartel's like base of operations, most likely, because it is covered by droid support and turrets and spaceship propelling tubes and whatever.
Dude,
Andrew told me. Oh, sorry.
All right. No, I was just gonna say, like, I'm dying laughing at all the memes, but I do think some people are levying it as like an actual criticism. I don't like that Din orders it, like, or not orders, like asks
Din's
for it. 'Cause,
plan
like,
is to blow it up.
I just don't think that like really fits with what they earlier established for Din. But and I do think that it's kind of an unnecessary like threat at the end of like, oh no, we're gonna get nuked by the missiles that I just ordered for no reason. But in terms of like the morality of the New Republic, I think people are assuming that like everyone in that facility, like I'm seeing people be like, oh, there were like janitors and innocent servants and probably slaves, and I'm like, I don't
They
think
don't.
that's correct.
We don't see any of that. We literally
Yeah.
don't see any of that. We see the droid Gatra, who are mercenaries for hire, and we see Hutts, who every Hutt in there is most likely part of the cartel. That isn't stated, but they wouldn't be just protecting random Hutt species citizens with the droid Gatra.
Also, like, it's really funny because I've seen people say like not all of the Hutts were like imp
You can't assume all
What's
Hutts are the same. You can't
or-
judge all Hutts as the same.
people were saying that they were like not all the Hutts were Imperial informants, and I'm like, okay, so they're normal Hutts. Are we forgetting what the Heart Cartel does? They enslave people, they murder people, they
Guys, Watto was a good slave owner, guys.
Guys, he let one of his slaves go.
For a ridiculous sum of money.
Guys,
Watto-
people
It's
would
like-
never kill him.
that shit. Like, guys, come on. I think it would have been better if Ward was like, Dan, you need to get out of here. We're hitting the tower soon. And Din's like, I'll find my own way out. Don't worry. If Ward was the one who ordered it, it'd be fine. But
Probably, actually, if they were like,
Another X-wing has hit the towers.
no,
I didn't laugh at that. I held it in.
it's 3PO
Um,
leaning into Mon Mothma's ear.
Madam Chancellor. Another X-wing strike has hit the Null
An X-wing has hit the North Hut Tower.
That was, yeah. I did like the action scene, though.
Dude, they hit the fucking Huttagon.
No! Wake up, Mon Mothma.
Guys, the Mandalorian and Grogu did what Turning Red couldn't. They mentioned
They
El
mentioned
Hutta.
9/11.
But I did still like the action scene. It was really good. I think it was very fulfilling to see the New Republic actually working. And
Accomplishing something.
yeah, they did. Aside from like freeing Atten, this is the first time they've done something like actually cool.
I like when they show up in Skeleton Crew both times. Like early on, one of my favorite details is that the kids don't know what X-wings are, so Shock gets to tell them that those are bad guys.
That was great. I love that part.
Yeah.
And then so then they go back and Rada says, I'm gonna work with the New Republic. And
yeah, which okay, buddy.
I can't wait for him to reunite with his father in Ahsoka season 2.
that's great. I actually didn't even think about that. That's funny.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you guys think his
Bruce
job
Rada.
is gonna be?
He's gonna I think I told you this before. I think he might be the new Underworld informant.
Yeah.
Like, because he has Underworld connections already. He was popular in the fighting ring.
Yeah, dude. That would be like the most random interaction, but I want that to happen.
She's like, I strangled your dad because he enslaved me.
And he's like, you know what? Valid.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
like,
He
I would
wouldn't
have done.
even be mad. He would
I
be
said
like,
I said Clea, but not Leia. But I mean that works too.
wait, why Leia?
Just because I think that they're just from entirely two different like tonal things. I just think it'd be funny. Like
Can you imagine
having to work together as like intelligence operators or whatnot, you know?
Oh, that'd be funny.
Can you imagine
It's
going
the
from
ones-
Andor to having to act with the absent ghost voiceover of Rada the Hutt?
Elizabeth Dulao is so talented, man. Like I wouldn't put it past her to be able to pull that off.
Yeah,
But
probably.
I get
just like the average scene between it where it's just like dude, like Clea and Rada just interacting and she's like, you know, like
Thank the galaxy he did. He stayed to figure this out. He stayed for what I just told you. It's like I'm my own man.
He
Like
had that
I'm not
monologue.
my father.
I'm not my father.
He had that
They're
monologue
cheering for
like
me,
10 minutes
not my father.
Oh my god. Wait, like
Dude, that's the thing. Rada's
You
probably
know
my
how
favorite
hard it is to
character
be
in
your
this
own man
movie,
when
and
your
even
father
then
is
he
not
has
the
some not great dialogue. I don't know.
no, yeah,
His
I
dialogue is a little off, yeah.
the dialogue is off, but I think that the story's there, and I think for the good definitely outweighs the bad with him. There are bad scenes with him though.
Oh, I wanted to mention something about the X-Wings and the New Republic coming in at the end. I don't know if this is just me. I don't know if I am misremembering, but the Adelphi Rangers sounded bored as shit in their X-Wing cockpit. They are not
were.
enthused to be here. They don't want to be here. They're wasting their time, or this isn't exciting for them. And the only person speaking with energy is Paul Sun-Hyung Lee as Carson Teva when he's about to get shot by one of the Skyhoppers, one of the
Dude.
Starhoppers.
Deborah Chow is showing up like there's not enough shaky cam on Nalhada, bro. Fuck.
The audience can tell what they're looking at.
Oh my god, that's great.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. They just sounded bored to be there. Especially
Carson
when they're
Taylor's about to
closing in
die,
for the
Jib
bombing run.
Dodger is like, I got it. I can do
I got
this."
it. Yep.
Wait, I know we have Trapper Wolf. Do the other directors have in-universe names?
Yes, Rick Famuyiwa is Jib Dodger.
It's a good name.
Deborah Chow has one too, but I don't remember what it is.
Deborah Tao is Sash Ketter, and I think Doug Chang's character is Lieutenant Blick.
Were these named before, or is this new visual dictionary stuff?
The other Deborah Chow and Rick Famuyiwa were named all the way back in season 1 in the credits.
Mhm.
Oh, my bad. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
It's
But
just Doug Chang who just got the name.
Fake fan.
Yeah, Doug Chang just got his name. But yeah, so that was cool, and I think that I want Leia and Rada to talk just for her to be like, I killed your dad, and he's like,
And he
"Family's
offers her
gonna-
a fist bump.
hell yeah, man.
Like,
It's the one scene from Infinity War where Thor goes up to Gamora and he's like, families can be tough. Like, and then, like, also he's like, oh, I also got, like, rescued by this guy when I was a kid. His name was, like, Skywalker or something. And Leia's like, what the fuck did you just say?
wait a minute.
Yeah.
She's like, wait a fucking second.
Dude, Rada just Rada just pulling up to like Luke's Jedi temple, just like just to be chilling there with Luke and Ahsoka with the dude AI fucking Luke.
Oh,
You're
God.
like,
I hope
Yeah,
we never
Luke is
see
like,
Luke
by
again
the way,
unless he's played by a normal
ChatGPT.
person.
Yeah.
No. And then ChatGPT Skywalker starts going off about like, yeah, so Israel.
He's like, I actually built a data center next to my new Jedi temple.
Oh, I'm clipping that. I'm
Look,
absolutely
Look,
clipping that.
Ahsoka, Rada, don't you understand? Israel is about to defend themselves.
Oh my god.
3,000 years ago.
Oh my god. But yeah, and then the movie ends.
Yep, and
Yeah.
they go
After
home,
the Razor Crest teleported.
and
Razor Crest teleported,
actually
yeah.
the resolution to Din's character arc is that he tells Grogu what one of the buttons in the cockpit does.
Says
Well,
Grogu, push the button, and
This
then
felt like
Grogu
a
pushes the
retread
button.
to me. I don't know. Like this felt very like whatever. I don't know.
In season 3, he's doing that. Like he's in the N1, and he's telling Grogu what the different readouts mean. Like just
Mhm.
casually, he just does that. I assume
Mhm.
to pass
Why is
time.
this like the grand ending? Like hyperspace launch, cut the credits. He tells Grogu
Grogu.
what the button does.
Push the button, Grogu.
I guess
Push
it's
the
meant to be
button.
like him passing the torch to Grogu, like you get to pick.
However,
Which I liked. It just was like, I don't know, it felt like something was missing. I remember when my friend told me he saw the movie and he's like, the movie doesn't have an ending. I was expecting there to be no falling action. I was expecting like the Nal Hutta scene where they're all flying back to be the end. But I was like, oh, there actually is a falling action scene. I was like, thank God. But but
Awkward.
yeah, it was awkward. I will say the movie didn't surprise me, but it didn't disappoint me. There were things I definitely loved, things I absolutely detested. I think it was right in the middle. I think people saying this movie is a masterpiece are overselling it, but people saying
Don't
it's
go
like
to the Mandalorian subreddit. They're crazy over there.
they are. I've seen the people I've seen defending this film like it's the best movie ever. I'm like, guys, come on.
Sorry, can I say one thing real quick, just like on the culture, like around this movie real quick, because like it's frustrating me because we're thrown into another like discourse civil war, and the thing is, look, I'm on the side of not liking this movie like pretty much at all. I mean, I gave it like a 3 out of 10, and that's mostly for like production design, cinematography for like 70% of the time, and music for the most part. And then like I don't know, I somewhat liked Rada and like a couple of like action scenes here and there, but like I mostly like really don't like this movie. However, and the thing is, I recognize that there are a lot of people being very pretentious, like on my side of it, and it's really frustrating whenever that happens, especially as like an Andor fan and a Last Jedi fan. Like, there's a lot of really insufferable people that fall into my camps on that, dude. Like, but on the other side of it, what I will say is that like the defense that I'm hearing very often for this movie is the whole like, and this is now turned into almost this feels like I don't even know how to put it. Like this feels like a discourse like creating thing now. The whole like idea of like, oh, it's fun. And the thing is, I'm not here to like I'm not shitting on anyone who like likes it or anything, of course. Like I genuinely like I would never be mad that people are enjoying Star Wars. I want people to enjoy Star Wars. Like, you know, like I would have preferred to have like liked this movie, you know what I mean? But like I feel like the thing that's frustrating me is that like, yes, you have like people who are being kind of pretentious on my side, but then there's also like a lot of people who just like genuinely like just the movie's just not hitting their standards and they're just not emotionally invested and they just want to be, and they want the franchise to be better. And what I'm hearing is a bunch of people being like, oh, but the movie's fun, and like that's fine. But then I've seen people like this really kind of pissed me off the other day, because I saw someone who was like, oh, dude, I'm so mad at the internet right now because this movie was a load of fun. And the thing is, do you guys forget why you even like Star Wars in the first place? It's because it's fun.
Yeah.
And that
at that point, they're speaking for you. They're speaking for everyone and saying like,
yes, but here's the other thing is that I would say, and look, I don't think that like I think if you ask this person what I'm about to say, they would agree with me. But the thing is that like I think that statement is in and of itself very much diminishing like what Star Wars actually is, and also kind of putting people into a box that like they need to accept like what the movie has is fun. You know what I mean? Like, because I didn't have fun with a lot of the movie. Like I think that like stakes I think that a lot of like fairly mindless action with like no real like emotional through line like isn't very fun for me. And it's totally fine if it is for other people. But the thing is too, like the reason that like even just going off of the original trilogy, like the reason that those movies are beloved isn't just because they're fun. You know what I mean? Like people are attached to those movies because they have like extremely like good characters with good arcs that are charming, that are like easy to emotionally invest in, that have dynamics and relationships that change throughout like the course of the individual movies and, you know, the trilogy. The movies have, again, extremely good like music and themes, and like it's not just like, oh, like things there's people fighting other people, so it's fun, you know what I mean? And the thing is, I think if you ask someone this, like I don't think that someone would disagree with that, but I guess I'm saying like and again, like one of the things that draws me the most to Star Wars is like, and this is going to sound very, very basic, but it's like, it's just interesting concepts, interesting characters, and being emotionally invested within that thing. You know what I mean? And so,
Yes.
and again, I'm sure everyone agrees with this. Like, I'm not breaking new ground, but I guess I'm trying to like, some of the discourse around this movie is frustrating me because I think that it's putting Star Wars in a box that like, if it checks the fun category to like some people, therefore that's like all that like everyone else should be looking for. And the thing is, I don't think that that's not what I'm looking for. And the thing is that if other people are emotionally invested in the characters and whatnot, that's entirely fine. But I would say like, and good, again, I'm happy for people to have that, but I'm frustrated when people, I'm frustrated when people act like the fun category is like all that something needs in order to like dissuade criticism towards it. Because again, like something for me first and foremost needs to be interesting, and that's like obviously inherently subjective, and this movie just didn't really do that for me. But it also needs to be, again, compelling and have a good through line, like theme wise and character wise. And again, I'm kind of going in circles, but I guess I just mean this is kind of my frustration with some of like what I would call like the toxic positivity side of Star Wars, where it's like, again, nothing against people who genuinely like the movie and who find these things within the movie. That's great. But more so, I think that people ultimately in their attempts to almost like grandstand over other people or like be witty or whatnot in discourse, I feel like they actively end up doing more of a disgrace to the franchise by dumbing it down compared to, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like say this in the most eloquent way and the most nuanced way, because I'm not calling people dumb for liking the movie.
Yes.
I'm saying don't dumb down what the movie is to say that other people need to like it.
Yes, I totally understand that. Like I said, I like this movie because it's entertaining, and I also like it because I think I got more out of Grogu and Rada than I think you did. What you're describing, I don't think that's an invalid difference at all.
Yeah.
But I also don't think this movie is amazing. I gave it a 6. This movie falls like in the middle of Star Wars rankings for me.
It's like number 8 for me. I think it goes like A New Hope, Empire, Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, The Last Jedi, and then we go Mando, Solo, the last 2 prequels, and then Rise of Skywalker. It's like right in the middle.
This is in the bottom 3 in terms of live action ones for me. It's the only one's actually below it because I don't think there's only 2 Star Wars live action movies that I generally dislike, although in time I can see this becoming the third, but I only think the only ones I think are actually actively worse than this are Attack of the Clones and Rise of Skywalker, unless we count the holiday special. If we count
those are my bottom 2 as well.
I think that's totally fair. I think
Yeah.
I think people saying this is worse than Rise of Skywalker are kidding themselves.
You're insane if you think that. Someone should be subjected to watching Rise of Skywalker if they say that.
The thing is, okay, I don't have it worse than Rise of Skywalker, but it's fairly close for me. And it's only because this movie to me is like offensively inoffensive. Like I genuinely think that there's stuff in Rise of Skywalker that I'm at least like, okay, you swung and you like mostly missed, but at least it's like there. You know what I mean? Like
you're kind of right actually, because Rise of Skywalker is one of my favorite scenes in Star Wars, which is Ben Solo talking to his memory of Han. I think that's an amazing scene. And even though that movie fucking sucks, that scene is one of my favorite scenes. And I don't think Mandalorian and Grogu has any particular scene that I would be like, and that's a like top 5 scene in the franchise right now.
Right.
I wouldn't necessarily say that about the Ben Solo one, but just being hyperbolic.
Yeah, and I would say Rise of Skywalker consistently, I think looks more consistently good compared to Mando, and I would say that like I would say again like Ben's arc and Rey's arc and like even like Poe and Finn's are like they're bad. Like don't get me wrong, they're very very flawed, but like they're I think it's
They have arcs.
they have arc, which is something that I can't say about pretty much any character in Mandalorian and Grogu besides Rada, kind of. I guess.
I don't think
feel like-
Rada necessarily has an arc.
I think
Rada's
he
arc
more
already
so-
happened.
Yeah, I would say he more so has like exploration about his
Mhm.
thought process, but like all of the stuff that he
I
says.
think Rada's
happens
is
before
more
the
so
movie.
about like he's worried about the sins of his father overshadowing him, and he just is more like he's too afraid of not being his own person. And then at the end of the movie, he gets to actually save people. Like
Yeah.
it's I don't know. I thought that was cool, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
he did have an arc. It just like I don't know. I think that the most important character who needed it was Din, not
Yes.
Rada the Hutt.
Yeah.
Comes
They,
first.
they focus too much on giving Rada the Hutt the all-star treatment. He's the star
But-
of the show. It should have been called Rada the Hutt and Grogu.
Rada the Hutt and Grogu. But yeah, I do think I'm gonna end the stream here just because I have to go use the bathroom. But
Has been.
Nick,
Can I say
Nick-
something really quick?
no, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Social Duck. You like Last Jedi? Dude, I knew I liked you, man. Bring it in.
Hey, let's go.
Hell yeah.
I think all of us here like the Last Jedi.
To varying degrees.
Yeah,
Oh.
Nick, you like it, right?
For the most part, it's grown on me a lot. I had my edgy phase when I was
Yay!
like 14 where I thought it was awful, but
Yeah.
I was also 14 and way too influenced by the thoughts of people on YouTube. But
I
love
thought it
that
was
movie.
okay.
All right, Joe.
I think I
Kill
like
Joy.
it the least of the four of us.
Get
I
out of
think
here,
it's
Joe. Just end the stream.
like, how about I end my fucking life? No.
Joe, no.
Joe,
So-
Serves you
no.
right as a TLJ, not even hater, but guy who doesn't think it's that good.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
I'm
But
kidding too.
I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys. Nick, thank you for
Love you
being a
too.
first time
Yep.
guest on the stream. You were wonderful. Thank you for being with us.
you're so
But
do this again.
yeah, have a great night, guys. Okay.
Bye. Have a
Farewell.
good night.
Adios, gentlefish.